Okay, hey you guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in and get settled. Trish and I is here, so I know it's been 2 weeks. Um, and hey, Trish, your dog is trying to get your attention.
Okay, sorry about that.
No problem.
He is so spoiled, and Dave's not here right now,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
so I'm popping some treats in his toy.
Mhm. So you're doing some dog sitting?
Oh my goodness. He is
Okay.
just a bundle of love and joy and sometimes annoyance.
Girl, you're so funny. Okay. All right, welcome you guys to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where Keisha, Trish, and I will be recapping The Young and the Restless and The Bold and the Beautiful for the week of, and I guess we can touch both weeks if you want. I mean, I don't think the week of the 8th, to me, wasn't all that interesting unless you can remember something.
Honestly, I can't. I'm just thinking about this week.
Right, me too. Hey, Keish.
Hey. Hi, Keisha. Hi.
Hey everyone on the YouTube side and the podcast side. We did the formal introductions. We was just talking about the fact that we've been gone for a couple weeks. And so just to let you know, the graduate uh-oh. Did you sign in twice, Keish?
I'm not sure how that happened.
I'm like, I know I only gave that link to 2 people. Why do I hear 3? Uh-oh.
Oh, there it goes. It dropped. The other one dropped off.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, the graduation went fine. It was 87 degrees. Imagine being outside taking all those pictures.
Oh.
Yeah, so, yeah, it went well. We headed back. It took 4 hours to drive there. We went the night before. We went the Friday before and then got settled, got something to eat, went to the mall cuz my oldest had to look for some more clothes. And then the graduation was Saturday afternoon. Everything went well. Got a lot of pictures and everything. And then we came back home the same day. Took that 4 hour, well, the next day. We took that 4 hour drive and went out to eat at Fogo de Chao. His friends, some of my family members were there, and we had a great time, and that was it.
Congratulations.
Was
that for the graduation?
Yes, 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 yes. It's finally over. And then final grades came out. He ended up with 5 A's and 1 B.
Nice.
Yeah,
Amazing.
made the dean's list and all that good stuff. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah, we've been counting down since last year, and it finally came and went.
How was everyone's Mother's Day?
Mother's Day was good. I was tired because we had just yeah. Well, that was the 13th. Mother's Day was the 14th, and so I was like, and they was like, "Mom, where you want to go?" Because my oldest, lives in Kentucky, so she was like, "Well, while I'm here, we want to take you out," and I'm like, "Okay," So we yeah, we went out to eat at a hot pot. I don't know. You guys familiar with a hot pot?
Mm-mm.
So it's an Asian type cuisine where it's like a little small stove or heating equipment at your table.
Cool.
And they put this big old pot with broth in it that have all these different seasonings. You can either have a one full pot or split the pot. And then you get a choice of all you can eat items. You get 3 rounds and then you cook it in the pot. It cooks pretty quickly. And then you enjoy it. Yep.
It almost sounds like, have you guys ever heard of the melting pot? Yes.
So maybe it's the same thing.
That's kind of it's like a fondue.
Oh, that's a fondue. Okay, well, this is actually like fish or shrimp, or you cook it at your table, and it cooks pretty quickly, and it's really good.
That does sound good. I've been to a place like that here in Houston. I can't remember what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
Man, oh man, the flavor. Ooh, so
Oh yeah,
good.
it's delicious because they have all type of seasonings in that broth.
Yeah.
So good.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this. Hey, Keish, I was telling Trish, I really don't remember much from the week of May 8th. Do you?
It all kind of runs together
Right.
Mm-hmm.
because I think that week was the week um, Daniel told Kyle and Jack and all them about Phyllis.
But that was this week,
I
wasn't
thought
it?
that was last week when he told them, and then it carried into this week.
Really?
I thought.
I
I don't
thought
know.
They
it was
did
like,
bleed together, didn't it? Wow.
yeah, I thought it was like Monday or like Tuesday of this week or something. I don't know. Everything is just a blur.
I feel like he did it. I feel like he did it on like Friday of last week, and then it
Mm.
picked back up on Monday or something like that.
Okay. Okay. Maybe he did, girl. Listen, I hate to be so lost in the sauce, but but that's okay. We'll figure it all out. So,
Absolutely.
all right. So you guys, if you're new here on both the podcast side and the YouTube side, we start with the Young and the Restless first, and then we do the Bold and the Beautiful, and then we have two segments: the Flip the Script segment and who's taken several seats this even if it's the past 2 weeks, because we haven't been on since May 5th. So yeah, it's been a couple weeks, but girl, it's some crazy storylines coming up too.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
You'd
my
think
god.
they only had one writer or something.
Girl, I don't know, this whole thing with Sharon is coming up. Then Bold and the Beautiful, they're going to Rome. And for some reason, I got a feeling that's surrounding Thomas and Hope. Girl, it's just, yeah. Okay, but let's just stay. We got to cover the 2 weeks we did miss already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so let me put up the Young and the Restless photo for this week, and then we're gonna go ahead and do the summary. Okay, let me pull up the summary. Okay. So, for the Young and the Restless, I'm just gonna start at May 15th. Diane nearly explodes when Kyle tells her that Phyllis is alive and framed her, and Christine is skeptical when Jack brings the story to her. Audra reveals exactly what she wants from Nate. Summer snipes at Daniel for stabbing her in the back, and Ashley invites Tucker to move in her room. Jack Jack and Kyle find DNA evidence. Sharon is stalked while babysitting Tessa and Mariah. Oh, while babysitting Aria, as Tessa and Mariah are tense on their date. And then Chance accuses Summer of knowing more about Phyllis and betraying Kyle. Mariah and Tessa have hotel sex. So does Nate and Victoria, and Sally and Adam discuss their boundaries. All right, where you guys want to start?
And I don't know. There's so much. It's a tough one. Let's start
Uh,
with.
you want to do the Adam, and let's get Adam.
That's it. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Sally and Adam.
All right, well, since that's what you were going to say, go ahead and start with Adam, Sally, and Nick.
um. So we as the audience know that obviously Sally still has some feelings there for Adam.
Yep.
Adam clearly still wants to be with Sally because he talks about it every 5 minutes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I would just like for Adam to stop begging her and move on because
Gotcha.
it's pathetic. I don't know if I said this in previous show podcast.
Uh-oh. You muffled, Keish.
I am.
Yes.
Am I still muffled?
You a little bit lower than you were.
What about now?
That's better.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I feel like they're making him look pathetic right now because it's like he's kissing Sally's butt.
Mm-hmm.
She clearly is not. I mean, we know that she still has feelings, but to him, she is not giving him anything to show him that she still has feelings for him. And I
Mm-hmm.
just want him to stop, like, just stop kissing her butt. Just let it go, and move on. She's told you that she doesn't want to be with you, that there's no feelings there. Just take her at her word and just let it go. Because I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, how many other ways does she have to tell you no?
Right. I want to address a quick comment in the YouTube side. Cheryl Hines, she says, I have a question. Why is it that when a character dies, you use the term unalive instead of dead? One thing about social media platforms and algorithms, they will actually hit your video if you use terms that they don't agree with. So there are certain terms like you can't say the RAPE word, you have to say grape. You can't say, like other channels might use the word corn instead of PORN. So the same thing with in some cases KILL or KILLED use the word unalive because YouTube, especially TikTok, they do not like those words. They will strike the video. So I just wanted to answer that question right quick. Okay, go ahead. What you?
And that's pretty much all I have to say.
Okay, okay,
I
gotcha.
this whole thing with the three of them is ridiculous because we know in the end what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And after however many months Sally and Nick have been together, Nick is just now professing his love for Sally.
And why?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And see, you know what? I agree with you, Keish. That was one of the things that I said on one of my recaps. To me, Sally is just in the middle enjoying all this attention. I mean, these two guys are fighting over her, and I guess, but at some point, you got to grow up. You got a baby in the middle of this whole situation. Nicholas, like you just said, is he just saying this because of the fact that he's trying to stake his claim? And I think somebody said that. Was that I don't know if that was Adam that said that, but I totally agree with you. At this point, Adam, look, just take a step back, leave that girl alone, and just worry about the baby. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
What you got, Trish?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. It is pathetic, and the ridiculous thing is that I don't know if Nick loves her. I think he's enamored with her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they have fun together and they laugh, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's just different. The way he looked at Phyllis and the way he looked at Sharon, I mean, that was love. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I don't really see. I mean, there's something. I don't know. I just question the motives. Why now? Why say it this minute?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree. I
And it
agree.
wasn't even that he said it, he professed it, you know?
Right.
Oh, Jay Money asks, he said it's good to have all of us back. How's everybody been?
Good, thanks.
Hi, Jay.
How are you? Hope it all is well, Jay.
Yeah, he's also then followed on the Instagram side. I happened to see one of his comments on one of the posts over there too.
Cool.
You know what? I think I don't know if it was you or not, Jay, but let me know if that was you that sent a request to me on Instagram. I wasn't sure, so I didn't accept it yet until I could ask.
Yeah, I think he's under that same icon and the same J Money name on IG. So that might have been him, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, J Money, did you send Keish um what is it, a follow request on Instagram? Let us know in the comment. Hey Jenna, welcome back, girly. She said, "Yeah, they need to do something with Adam. He is so much better than this. I am so sick of him playing the weakling. When
He
he
is.
when is he just gonna back off of Sally? I'm sick of him playing her fool. This is not Adam." Yeah, and then Bree says that I'm surprised they haven't put Sharon and Adam together. She's single, he's single. I don't know why the writers only put them together to cheat.
I
That's
wonder. I don't understand that either because they spent that time several years ago teasing it, and then it never happened. And it's like, why not now? Because they're both single.
You know what I wonder? Is this got something to do with their off-screen romance that they had at the time?
I don't know, but and I don't know if this is true or not, but just based on their IG, or at least on the actress that plays Sally on her IG, like she took all of the pictures of her and what's that?
I think that was Trisha's
Oh,
dog.
sorry, it's
Oh,
Pete. He likes the storyline too. I mean, what a beggar. I had to
Yeah,
use
that's
what a
that Trisha's dog is also on the panel today, you guys. So
oh my gosh, so cute.
yeah,
Um,
go ahead, Keish.
but on Courtney Hope's Instagram, you don't see any pictures of
Her and Mark.
right. So I'm wondering if they broken up in real life, or are they just trying to be discreet?
Yeah, I
And I
don't
wonder how
know.
that affects their characters now.
Well, see, and I'm thinking because they were so good together early part of 2022, and then the moment they started dating, looked like the writers broke it up.
Yeah, that's the timing is suspicious.
Right. So that's what I'm wondering, is there some type of clause or something in their contract that if you are dating, you cannot be in a romantic, I don't know, I'm just making up something. But that's what it seemed like. They were hot and heavy back 3 years ago. I mean, Keish, we talked about that all the time, right?
Yeah. Yep. But
And, go
didn't
ahead.
didn't Brighton and Brittany, weren't they dating on screen and in real life at one
I
point?
remember them dating on screen too.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, because I felt like they didn't break up until um after they had broken up in real life, or maybe it was shortly before they broke up in real life. But I felt like their on screen and off screen relationship were basically parallel.
Hmm.
Hmm. I don't know. That's weird. It's almost like they don't want. I mean, it's thank goodness Adam now has a company to run, but
Right.
give this guy some business. I mean, not only financial business, but give him some personal business. It's almost like what they doing with Thomas. We were saying
Yeah.
the same thing. If you're gonna clean up the character, and that's another conversation because they are dragging this
Mm-hmm.
whole thing. I mean, send this boy on some dates or something with somebody else until you figure out whether or not you're going to put him with Hope.
Right.
You
So then,
know.
what do you think about Adam
Mhm.
offering Sally that job? Because in my opinion, if I were Sally, knowing how manipulative Victor is, I don't care what Adam says. He is not going to have free reign of that company. He's going to have it as long as Victor wants him to have it. But as soon as Victor wants him to do something that he wants, he's going to put himself in the middle
Mhm.
and try to dictate the way Adam runs that company, and things are going to blow up for him again. So if I were her, I would want to put myself back in the middle of that family and their drama, because she's going to be collateral damage, especially
Yes,
since they don't like her anyway.
Well, she turned
exactly.
him down. What was that yesterday? Was that Wednesday?
Yeah,
Remember?
she did end up turning him down, but at first she was going to take it.
Yeah, I mean, Nick tried to talk her out of it. Chloe tried to talk her out of it. Yeah, that was the May 9th episode. Because Adam went to Victor that day to tell him, hey, these are the terms. Either if I'll sign up to take McCall if you back up off of Sally and let me have full autonomy.
Right. And I don't know why Adam would believe that that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't understand that
Victor
either. He should know
followed
that by now.
Right. Victor has never followed through with allowing him to do what he wants to do when it comes to business and him,
Mm-hmm.
or anything that he's and Victor is involved in. Like, you don't own that company, Adam, so you know dang on well that Victor is always going to have the final say. And if something is going on that he doesn't approve of or doesn't like, he's going to make sure that it doesn't happen.
Pretty much.
Right, exactly. I heard they broke up, Sally and Adam, to be sensitive. Wait a minute. So Jay Money said that he heard that Mark and Courtney broke up, and they had to be sensitive to Sharon's case feelings because he left her for the actress who played Sally. Yeesh,
I
that's
mean,
messy.
I always wondered what the dynamics were like on set.
Well, did
Right.
you see today's scene?
Yeah.
I actually I thought that was pretty interesting that all three of them was in the same scene. I know they have to act it out, but it was just, you know, I
And
was
that's
look
all I could think about too.
me
It's like,
Yeah.
too,
man,
right?
I wonder when the cameras turn off, like, what is the dynamic between the three of them really like?
But the thing
Ex-
is, what I heard was is that Sharon broke up with him.
oh, really?
Yeah, that's what they were saying. That unless she called it off, if she found out he was,
Messing around or
messing
something.
around. I don't know. I don't want to put no rumors out there on these folks,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, who knows? Who
We will never.
knows? But what you got, Trish?
I think Sharon Case seems to me to be a pretty private person, other than just photos.
Mm-hmm.
Fun, outgoing photos. Other than that, she doesn't really put herself out there like that. So I don't. I mean, not that it's our business, but I don't think we'll ever know.
Yeah.
I think the scene with the three of them
Mm-hmm.
was it looked good. I mean, they did a great job. I'm impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
but
looking at the baby and having Sally hover over the baby and talking about the baby, and I mean, it has to be really like solidifying in her head what she's about to have happen.
mm-hmm.
I think she's finally having a reckoning with the understanding of the gravity of actually getting pregnant, because I think in the beginning she was denying a lot of what this meant for her life.
Yeah, she was really in denial. Like, oh, maybe I'm not pregnant. Maybe it's a false positive. I mean, and then I guess with once she took that paternity test and then the sonogram later on, she
Mm-hmm.
realized that yeah, this is real. You
Yeah.
know. But like you guys just said a little while ago, I am just sick and tired of Adam being the just it's just pathetic.
Yeah.
To watch him go this route. Now,
He's
go ahead, Trish.
he's like that cartoon dog, like the hound dog with like the long jowls and the eyes that he looks up out from under his eyelashes. Like, could
Right.
you please? I mean, please. Just so needy, and that's just not Adam.
Mm-hmm. It's just not.
Yeah, it's not.
Mm-mm. So then
Like, I'm
she.
like,
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna like, I don't like seeing the softer side of Adam, because I do, because
Me too.
we've always been so used to him scheming and doing something underhanded or being snarky or whatever. So I do like seeing him in a different, in that light, but not to the point where he just seems like the pathetic, brokenhearted, please take me back. I'm going to give you all these compliments, even though you're basically giving me the cold shoulder kind of guy.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It looks pathetic when she keep pushing him away, and then it looks pathetic for Nick too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh God, it's just killing me. And I mean, this guy has to know that girl. How can you? I don't know. Okay, let me ask you. How could you be with someone that is carrying your brother's child? I just. And I know it's soaps. I know it's soaps, but
I personally don't know. However, in real life situations, stranger things have happened.
I guess. I mean, if anything is possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. And then when they have their little make out sessions in bed and stuff like that, it's like, but she's pregnant with your brother's
I
baby.
know. How
It's
can that not be the thing you're thinking about?
Right.
exactly. You're making out, making love, whatever, And then at the same time, there's a baby in her stomach that belongs to, yeah. I don't know. It's just weird to me. That whole storyline is just ridiculous. I'm over it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now Sally does tell him to move on. We already talked about Nick professing his love. That was the end of last week. Um, Wait a minute. Where's that part? Oh yeah. Okay, we'll deal with Summer later. Oh my God.
Ugh.
Oh, that's a hot mess.
It really is. It really
I
Yeah.
is.
mean, I'm just annoyed at this point, you guys. It's like real. I mean,
Yeah.
really, you couldn't think of a fresh storyline, so you did the same storyline, but the woman who did its kids are older, and we're supposed to believe that a cop is going to sit there and talk to Summer like the way he's doing that, not drag her down to the station and interrogate her. I mean, the whole thing is just ludicrous.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. Mary Hilburn said Nick need to find his own girlfriend. How about Audra?
Nah. You know what though? I didn't. I thought the scene between him and Elena was nice. I know
Who?
people think that.
Nick and Elena?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I know
that
people think
was.
Elena is boring, but I think there's so like both Nate and Devon are both, they've always been super serious characters.
Mhm.
There's no like goofiness there with them. There's no like you rarely see them laughing or smiling.
Yep.
And I feel like when she's in scenes with them, you
Mhm.
don't get that lighthearted kind of goofy side of Elena. But you see Elena like that in scenes with other people, and I felt like we saw her like that with Nick, where they were both kind of like bantering back and forth. And Nick is both kind of, he can be kind of goofy, but he can also be serious. So I feel like he's a good balance. So when him and Elena were in that scene together,
Mhm.
we were able to see like the goofier side of Elena and her joking around with him and all that kind of. And I don't know. I just thought it was nice and refreshing for her because the people that they've hooked her up with have both been just basically a one-dimensional character.
Mhm. That's true. I agree with you on that.
I didn't think of it in that. I didn't think of it that way. That's a good point. Because
Uh,
I was one of the ones that thought it was boring.
yeah, Jenna also want us to talk about Connor. What are he going to do with all of this information because he seems so confused and upset?
Oh, about the baby.
Yes,
That
because
was
you see how he was dealing with Billy and
Johnny.
Johnny.
and he's been a little bit of a brat. And I felt like it was kind of I guess I don't want to say it flipped because we just saw his initial reaction to it, to
Mhm.
where he was like, okay, that's it. Let me, is that all? Can I go do my homework now? And he left.
Mhm.
So I mean, maybe that was just he just didn't have time to process it. But I like from the initial reaction, I thought that he it didn't bother him as much as they assumed it would. But
Right.
apparently it did because he certainly was not being very pleasant to Johnny or Billy.
No, he wasn't. And I really don't like whenever storylines take a kid and make the kid be the evil one, especially when there's a baby involved. I don't like that. I hope they don't do some kind of storyline like that.
Yeah, that boy, he was like but I don't know. I guess a little bit old school. He was cutting up at that table. I
Who?
mean, I get it.
Connor?
Yeah, Connor. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
at the
for
rest
sure.
at society,
Mm-hmm.
and he was yelling and loud talking adults. I'm like, hold on now, little boy, who you talking to?
All
Right?
them kids on there do that because Johnny did it around the time that they told him about him and Connor being brothers. He had a little smart mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Billy
So yeah,
sitting up there looking distraught when that little old boy was talking to him like that. I'm like, Billy, that's all you gonna say?
right.
Be like, I'm gonna need to talk to your mama. You need to check your son, cause I understand he frustrated and confused with My uncle is dating my little sister's mother. I get that,
Yeah.
but you need to teach that boy how to talk in a more constructive and respectable way.
Right.
Yeah. Who is that? Oh, we got who's Cece? Welcome, Cece. Cece said Connor's too old for his age. He acting like it.
Mhm.
That kid's been through way too much.
I know, right? He just come off of last year. His mom almost, doing what she did.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to emotionally support her, and now his dad got a baby coming from somebody that's dating his uncle.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. And you wonder why Summer is batty.
Right.
My thing is, you can be. I understand you being upset about it or confused, but you're
Hmm.
not gonna talk to me crazy,
Exactly.
Right.
Don't be disrespectful.
right? Especially with it being Billy and Chelsea, like,
Hmm.
didn't have
They
anything
didn't
to
do
do with
anything.
that. What you
Right.
mad at me for?
He was like, I don't want to eat. Don't talk to me. And then he told Billy, I told you I didn't want nothing. I'm like, what?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy, 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 crazy. So yeah, Adam and Chelsea really done made this whole thing very well. Then all them adults, they got them kids crazy on this show.
Yeah.
All right, can we move on to Elena and Nate, because last week on the week of the 8th is when a lot of that stuff came out, and then Elena moved out. She threw that picture on the floor.
Mhm.
And then Nate is like, "Oh, okay." And this week, him and Victoria ended up in bed for the second time.
Ugh.
Yep.
Look, what you got, Trish? I heard you.
I mean, I'm so glad Elena moved out. We all knew it was going to happen because, as you said, a relationship starting this way there's a good chance it's going to end the same way. And
Trish, let me ask you a quick question. Do you listen
yeah,
to my recaps?
huh,
Do you listen to my recaps?
girl, I don't have time.
Oh,
I
I didn't
wish.
know, because I always say that in the recap. So I was
Yeah,
wondering.
yeah. Well, I knew you said because you said it on here before.
Oh,
We
okay.
all, I mean, we definitely knew it was going to happen, and she's right. I mean, she said, this is how it started with me, and so she's. It's not even that she's surprised. She feels like a fool.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She was gaslit. I mean, he literally looked her in the eye and told her she had nothing to worry about, and then threw Victoria on the desk the very next day.
Yep.
Yep.
If they hadn't been interrupted, they would have done it then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick of Nate, and Victoria's just getting on my last nerve. The entitlement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, even Nikki is like, Nikki and Nicholas. Now, Nicholas is being a little hypocritical, but
Absolutely.
Nikki and Nicholas is like, are you thinking anything about Elena? The girl is in pain. And she like, whatever. She got up and walked
Does
away
not
from
care.
Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does not care.
She don't
Because
care.
Victoria's going to get what Victoria wants.
Well, she
Yep.
said that today. She said, I always get what I go after, or whatever she said.
Yeah. And I mean, not making excuses for her because she's wrong. She's definitely wrong. However, Nate is the one in the relationship,
Mm-hmm.
not a married
Yep.
relationship, and he was the one that chose to do what he did. So
Yep.
Elena and Victoria aren't friends, so she doesn't really owe Elena anything. Nate does. And I'm
Yeah.
not making excuses for her. It's not something that I would do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, if anyone in this situation is completely dead wrong, it's definitely Nate.
Right.
I don't know, man. I only want to check the oil in my car, and the dipstick only goes to my oil.
You a fool.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'm
We
just
don't want to
saying.
commingle or mix it up.
So here's my thing on Elena. What was the purpose of the JT thing? Because she talked to JT, he said no, but then to think about it. And then last week, Audra urged her to come go after JT. She thought about it again. I'm like, what are they going to do? Are they going to bring the guy back or no?
I mean, I thought he was coming back for a couple of episodes from what everything we read, but maybe that was just BS. I don't know.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, but then what sense was it make? It just to rattle Victoria? I
I mean,
mean,
Yes.
getting back at somebody, even if it's not the right thing to do, might be the fun thing to do in the moment.
mm-hmm.
I mean, I never thought the idea was a great one in the first place.
Right.
It was kind of corny, or like, okay, she brought JT back. She did the podcast. Like you said, what's gonna happen? What now? I mean, other than Victoria being angry at Elena, possibly the CEO of the company she works for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know what the whole point of that was. I think
Yeah.
maybe Elena was trying to get, no, not Elena, maybe Audra was trying to talk her into doing something that she knew could possibly get Elena fired, so she wouldn't be a part of New and Media anymore, and
Mm-hmm.
would give her a better chance with Nate. I don't know.
I don't know. That whole thing just didn't make sense. There's a lot of loose ends on this show. It's like, what'd you do that for?
Well,
Go ahead.
it's almost like they forget what they started. They forget why they started a storyline, and then they realize, oh God, okay, we backed ourselves into a corner. Okay, now we're gonna do the whole put some words in a bowl and pick out stuff that makes a sentence and write the script. I mean,
Right.
it's crazy, y'all. I mean, I don't get it.
So, what do you guys think about this thing with Audra admitting that she was interested in this plan that she has that looked like Nate is interested in, and they scratching each other's back?
I think Nate is playing Audra.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't think he. I don't think he truly is interested in her or wants to work with her with whatever scheme she's trying to concoct. I think he wants her to believe he is,
But
but I don't think. I don't. I'm not. I don't think he really wants to work with her like she thinks.
The one thing I'm sure of about Audra is that she is absolutely self-serving and looking out for Audra.
exactly.
Yeah, for sure. And it drives me nuts that Elena, for whatever reason, does not see that.
Why are you talking to the girl? She's
Right.
just going to sabotage you.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and basically, she admitted to Nate that she was interested in him. So she was like, well, you're with Victoria, so I guess that's over. Or whatever she said. I forgot how she
Yeah.
put it. But the thing is, that was the purpose of getting Elena out the way because you really didn't care about that relationship. You wanted her gone anyway.
Yep.
And then like you guys said, because Elena was so caught up in the emotion of it all, and then being this oh, we're BFFs all of a sudden, your
Yeah.
man is cheating on you, girl, he's a jerk, this, that, and the third, and she built a connection with her.
Yeah. And the other thing I don't like, I can't remember now who said possibly put Nick and Audra together, but I don't want Nick and Audra together. Audra was with Nick's son.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I would forget about that her and
Noah.
Yeah, I don't even see him and Allie. We only saw them one time, probably about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, and I know they're on recurring status, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know about that plan. I have a feeling that if they do that plan, Nate is going to be the one that's out on his butt because the Newmans aren't going to just let him slide, right? And then Audra, she might get caught up in it, but she's probably going to cover her tracks.
She's very conniving and very what's the word I'm looking for? She is deliberate.
Girl, she's sneaky.
So I guess if Nate
Mm-hmm.
Victoria what Audra was up to, then we'll see that he, isn't really interested in working with Audra because he's already writing her out to Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
But if he keeps it to himself, then maybe he is thinking about um, teaming up with her to, I don't know, pull off some kind of whatever it is that Audra is trying to do, get her CEO, or not CEO, but a position in the executive suite.
Yeah, tell me about it. I mean, do I like the? I think as crazy and manipulative as Audra is, I like the element of drama because the only other person like that on the show I mean, was Adam. You know what I'm saying? So you have everybody that's either sleeping with each other in relationships or trying to, start a coup or whatever. That's what was what you call it sister name that was on the show that we really liked that brought drama. Ray's sister, Mia.
Uh,
His
Mia, right?
ex-wife.
Ray's ex-wife.
Yeah, Mia.
Yeah,
I
Mia.
said his sister. Yeah, ex-wife. Yeah, Mia. She had that same type of drama. Brought that edgy drama or whatever.
She
And
was fire.
what'd you say?
She was fire.
She
Yeah, she
was.
was. She had a fiery personality, and the same thing I think Audra brings. She's just a little bit more cunning about hers.
Yeah, she is,
She
and
does.
not as in your face as Mia was.
Oh my God! Thank you, J Money and Bree. Yes, if it's 49 people in here, I only got 15 likes. Come on, y'all. Hit the like button on the YouTube side. The like it's free. You ain't gotta pay nothing. If you enjoying this content and having these conversations, yes, hit the like button. Thank you, J Money, and thank you, Bree. I appreciate you. Yeah, Audra is shrewd. Somebody said Audra is shrewd. I
That's
kind
a
of
good word.
go ahead.
Oh, I said that's a good word for her, shrewd.
Yeah, and you know what? I think they needed to bring Audra in because Sally was that person that came into the show originally starting up trouble. But when they stuck her in the middle of the two Newman brothers, it kind of dialed it back. So now you need somebody else to bring that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
So,
I, I mean, I realize that her character is pregnant and everything, but I do miss that sparky side of Sally.
yeah, and then Summer was the other person. But because, they have Allison Lanier playing Summer now, it brought a different element. Now, I gotta say, after the whole Phyllis debacle, we see a different Summer with this same actress.
Yep.
Summer, you want to fight?
Yeah.
Yeah. That lip, that bottom lip. I tell you what, man, that actress must have like a special muscle in that bottom lip because did you see it when Daniel told her he wouldn't do what she wanted him to do and she pouted?
Yep.
And then when she got angry, somehow she made it form this angry face like I've never seen before. I mean, this woman's facial expressions are fantastic.
Yeah, she is definitely right now acting her butt off.
She's lighting it up.
Because she's doing a good job at being angry and just kind of a little bit off her rocker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd be off my rocker too if my dead mother came back to me and said, "Hey, I faked my death. Now help me get back to my life."
Right.
So what did y'all think about the sex scene between Victoria and Nate? J Money says Victoria got her back blown out.
Couple times, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Trish. Trish is funny.
I think they do a good job with. They did a good job with that. I mean, first Devon and Abby, and now Abby's sister and Devon's cousin. They hooking them up with some good sex scenes.
Well, listen. So if you notice, they had the music going. Somebody was singing in the background, and they were like throwing each. Somebody got thrown up against the wall. I think that was Nate and Victoria, right?
Yeah.
Because
That was Nate Victoria.
yeah, so I'm like, yeah, they really trying to sell us this couple.
Yeah.
Because you can tell when they're trying to push somebody onto us versus a regular old romantic scene. Like, because like they would do with Liam and Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like, here, have some mayonnaise for your sandwich, while this other stuff is like the Grey Poupon, right?
Exactly.
A little extra spicy kick in there.
Oh my God. Yeah, they had that music playing, swinging around, tossing the. I'm like, yeah, I see. I see what you guys doing the same thing that they did with Devon and Abby.
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen those type of scenes since.
Before COVID.
Well, yeah, 2019.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you, these actors and actresses staying in this shape,
hmm
these ladies are so tiny and petite, and
Mm-hmm.
these men have this upper body strength that really, they're doing quite a dance there.
Yeah.
Listen, did you all know? Because this is my first time ever seeing Amelia down to her lingerie. Because they
Yeah.
showed her.
I thought the same thing. Like, I don't ever remember seeing her like that before.
I
No,
don't remember, but she looks amazing. Is she like a ballerina? Is she a ballet dancer or something? I mean, that woman's calves are just ripped.
she probably is, but I was shocked. I mean, I think the last time we ever seen somebody that far down into their underwear like that was probably Amanda Hillary, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the first time I ever seen Amelia. Even when she was with Billy, Billy, her and Billy had some scenes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
She have never got down to her lingerie where they actually showed, her body. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So I was surprised by that. I gotta say, she looked good. The girl is almost 50 too.
she looks
Yeah,
amazing.
she does. She does
hmm
look great.
Yep, yep. But yeah. So I hope that answered your question, J Money. Yeah, because he wanted to know what we thought about that scene.
It was hot, baby.
Yeah. I liked it.
um, there was also another romantic scene between Tessa and Mariah today as well, because they set up the whole stage area for that.
They lit it up too.
Yeah, they did.
Damn.
Yeah, so they made sure that there was some loving in the afternoon. I should say morning. I guess it depends on what time the show come on in your area.
Right.
I need them to find some type of story for those two, because I am bored to tears every time they're on screen. Like, I love that they have their baby now. I love that. But can we take them out of the baby storyline and give them some type of drama or something?
I agree completely. And at the same time, that is so real from witnessing my friends go through it all, because they all know I never had kids. But every time one of my friends got pregnant, every conversation was about the pregnancy, which was
hmm
great. I didn't mind or anything, but those scenes with them, yes, I'm with you, Keisha. Let's mix it up. But that is exactly what happens.
Yep. Like, I don't know what they could possibly do, but I don't know, something about Tessa and
Her music,
or
yeah.
something.
Yeah, they haven't really given them a storyline. They're just are they married on the show, or they
Mm-hmm.
just they
Yeah,
are
they got
married,
married.
right? They
The
are married,
wedding was really pretty.
right?
Yeah.
That's right. That was back last year. So they got them as just a married couple with a baby now. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And like you say, they need to give them something because they originally it was her nodules on her throat. That storyline came and went.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was the baby. Okay, a Mariah carrying Dom that came and went. So they need to give them something else to chew on with that storyline.
Zhuzh it up.
What'd you say? Zhuzh it.
Zhuzh it up. I don't know who I heard say that, but I thought that was really cute.
mm-hmm.
So now I use it.
Oh my God, that was too funny. Um, what else I was gonna say? So we talked about Nate. We talked about. We might as well talk about Ashley and Tucker.
Okay, I'm loving it.
Me too.
I know you do because they
It's so much
sticking it to
fun.
Diane.
Oh my God, Tucker's hilarious.
Yeah, that.
He is. He cracks me up.
every time.
Yeah, Trevor St. John is hilarious. I mean, and he need to be a stand up comedian.
He's funny, and he brings out the lighthearted in Ashley now too. I love it.
Right.
You know,
They got the right dude for that one.
they did.
Oh my God, Jenna.
I did you guys feel bad for him when Devon got his name changed?
Oh, I got
And
a
Adam
lump in my
Winter.
throat when they were at the bar. Keisha, I did. When he got that look on his face, and he's trying so hard to be so supportive, and you just know he just wished it would have been McCall.
Yeah.
Really? You think Tucker wanted the other way around? You think he wanted Devon to take his name? Is that what you're
I,
saying?
I I don't think he necessarily. I mean, I'm sure it would have made him happy
Mhm.
if Devon had done that. But I mean, I know he understands why Devon took the Winters last name because Tucker hasn't. He wasn't there, and
Right.
it was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was through any fault of his own in the beginning because I don't think he knew about Devon at first, right?
Right.
Right.
So
I can't imagine knowing that I missed my child's entire life until his late teens. Like, to me, that would be like, I don't know how you would ever take care of filling that hole fully. I mean, of course, you would be so grateful for the now. But man, you can only imagine in the character's mind and heart hearing all of this wonderful about great dad Neil, and he was great to Devon. Um, but you just wished you would have been the one that could have been.
Right.
And he
and it breaks your heart.
Yeah, and Tucker definitely acknowledges it. Like he's said to Devon several times that he's grateful and thankful to Neil for
Yep.
you know, raising him the part way through his basic was Devon like a teenager when he got adopted by Neil.
Young
Mhm.
teen.
So like he was, and I don't think it was anything like, oh, that should have been me.
Right.
You gotta think like this is my biological kid, and it probably stung a little bit because it's not him.
Yeah. So one thing I'm noticing about Tucker ain't slick. Cause he's throwing little things in there. Why did he have to tell Abby that he proposed?
I think he enjoys toying.
Of course he does. And then the other thing is, he's been trying to get into Ashley's room, and then the moment that she asked, he was like, "Oh, I think about it."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
But I mean, Ashley been toying with him too.
yeah, that's true.
They toying with each other basically.
But I think
Don't
honestly,
dish it out if you can't take it.
exactly.
Right.
I honestly think they make a good on-screen couple.
Me
I
too.
do too.
I love it.
I really do. Just like I don't, Trish, you might not like to hear this, but I actually like seeing Diane and Jack together.
I know. And I mean, guys, honestly, I love watching them, and I love to absolutely just eviscerate Diane.
Mm.
But they're great. Yes, there's chemistry. There's a great couple. I mean, Susan Walters she's beautiful. She looks amazing. She's in amazing shape.
Mm-hmm.
The character is just one that I look at and I'm like, you keep getting these passes and you never really had to pay the toll. That's my problem with Diane, is that she suffered for maybe 2 weeks, and Kyle's like, okay, I love you. It's like, you abandoned your son. I mean, there should be, on top of the lie after lie after lie after lie she told when she got back, and there's no more lies. Okay, here's another lie. I want her to pay.
Well,
Yep.
I
I agree
mean,
with Trish.
but that's the thing. You bring somebody like Susan Walters back. I don't know how long her contract is. They're going to end up writing her right into a corner because that's what they would end up doing. if they say, you know what, you're back, but guess what, you're going to pay, you're going to jail, or we're going to ostracize you and nobody wants to be around you, your son don't want to talk to you, what kind of storyline would she have?
I think they could have pulled it out a little longer than they did.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you were saying not okay, I see what you're saying. So instead of just
Way too fast.
they
It
it
was
was a
just
little
like
bit
an
too
instant.
fast.
Yeah, it was just like an instant with Jack and Kyle. It took Jack a little bit longer than Kyle, but
Mhm.
not that much longer than Kyle, and everything was all well and good. So I think that's what it was, and there were still things like within that storyline that could have still caused drama. Not necessarily her going to jail, but there were still things like Trish said, the multiple lies that she told when she came back. Like there were ways to drag that out to where it wasn't an instant. We're welcoming Diane back with open arms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and and she also, I mean, listen, man, she's a felon. She made Jack a felon. Just because they're not in jail doesn't mean they don't deserve to be there for what they did to Jeremy, even though Jeremy was a convicted felon.
Wait. When did she make Jack a felon?
When she had him set Jeremy
The
Stark up
necklace.
for stealing, that was stealing a necklace over $1 million piece of jewelry.
I think he chose to do that on his own. He got to take that accountability. Jack is being real stupid right now.
Well, he was stupid, but she was an accomplice. Diane
Right.
was
Right,
absolutely an
cuz the
accomplice. They are criminals, and they should be in jail for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I
yeah, and it
mean,
was all
For
just
anything.
glossed over.
well,
It was
I
all
guess
just
my
glossed over.
thing is that he chose to do that because the thing is like she can say, "Well, he's doing this to me and he's been following me and I'm afraid of him." Jack didn't have to go and go through this elaborate plan. Him and Kyle, wasn't Kyle a part of
Yeah,
that
they were
too?
both part of it.
Yeah, they decided to put themselves in that situation. Jack got to take some of that heat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that totally Jack needs to take accountability for it. I just don't like the way that whole thing was glossed over. And that was something else that they could have, like another piece of the puzzle that they could have made some drama out of. And it was just like, well, we broke the law. We blamed it on somebody else. We framed them. That person got arrested. Case
Yeah.
goes, but he's
Right.
not going to push it any further. He's just going to let it go and then basically complain about how the people of Genoa City think they live above the law. And it's like,
Yeah.
you just sat here and said that you know what they did, but you're not pursuing any charges
That's
against them,
because Victor and Nikki decided not to press charges.
which is stupid. Like
It's
that part of the
ridiculous.
storyline is it's dumb. Like why did they drop that?
Well, I
Right.
It
mean,
could have
you
been
know
so
why
much better than what they did.
you know why? Probably because that would be something that Victor would do. He loves setting people up. He'd be a hypocrite.
I just
Well, what
hate that
gets
it was
me
dropped.
is when Phyllis comes back and all this starts going down,
Mhm.
she's going to be crucified
Well,
while they just skated on by with everything.
so did you guys see the video that well, I don't know if you guys, meaning you and Trish and Keisha, but on the YouTube side, I posted a video yesterday that Michelle Stafford did live on IG. So one of the questions came up and asking about, I think one of the people was saying, hey, I hope you and Jack get back together. Michelle was like, well, I don't think Jack is a nice guy. I think he's a mean guy, and I don't think Phyllis would want that. And I'm like, so I put a question out there to ask, when I posted the clip, do you think Jack is mean? What do you guys think? Let me see it. Maybe
Yes.
let me try to play it from my phone so you can hear exactly what she had to say. Okay, so
Okay.
hold on, and then you let me know what you think. Let me go to my studio. Oh, let me switch this out. Okay, I hear birds.
Oh, I'm sitting next to my window.
Oh man, I love those sounds. It's
I
so
do too.
relaxing. Okay, hopefully I won't get an ad pop up. If I do, let me turn it down because I know sometimes YouTube will pop up an ad. Okay, here's the video right here. Let's see. Play. Of course it did. Okay, hold on one second. Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. Here,
You guys are all so
here you
sweet.
go.
Come back to YNR. You're saying yes. I think I'm coming back. I think I am coming back soon. And I mean, I'm already back, but I think on air it'll be next week. I think. Somebody just said, "I want you back with Jack." Listen, don't you think he's kind of treated her badly? I mean, as a woman, I got a problem with that. I don't think there's a lot. Yes, you're all saying yes. You're all saying yeah. Yeah, Jack is. He's I mean, he's been very, very mean. I don't know if Phyllis is necessarily attracted to mean dudes. I don't know. It's not me. I'm not playing me. I'm playing somebody else, so I wouldn't do it. But maybe Phyllis likes it. I don't know.
Okay, what do you guys think? That's the clip.
I don't agree with her.
Okay.
I think that the way Jack is reacting to Phyllis now, or the way he has been over the past several months, is because of the shenanigans that Phyllis has pulled. And while I don't really care for Diane either, there are still some things that Phyllis has done that has caused Jack to react the way that he has to her. Like, she was the one in the beginning that basically messed up their relationship because she kept obsessing over Diane. And she allowed, I feel like her obsession with and her anger towards Diane basically gave Diane what she wanted and allowed Diane to slither in there in between her and Jack and pull Jack away from her. And she just kept doing it and kept doing it and it was just like one thing after the other, and she just never learned her lesson. And she still hasn't learned her lesson because, as we saw the stuff that she was saying this summer, it's still about Diane. So
Okay.
I don't think Jack was just downright mean to her and just kicked her to the curb when Diane came back to town. I feel like she kind of helped move that narrative along by being vindictive and doing things to try to get people to hate Diane. She should have just minded her business, and Diane would have, she would have tripped herself up.
Gotcha. What do
Yeah.
you think, Trish? What do you think about what Michelle said?
So so to what Keisha said, I agree that she did a lot of this to herself. But I do think Jack was mean.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Whenever in the beginning of all of this, she laid out exactly what Diane was going to do, and nobody would listen. And she kept trying to tell them. And at a certain point, when you have PTSD from the heinous stuff that a person did to you from years ago, that's still kind of crumbling around in your brain that you never fully recovered from, and now she's back from the dead, I think she dropped her basket, obviously, and went over the edge. If people would have listened to her, I don't think any of this would have gone. I don't think she would have lost her mind. And I do blame part of this on Jack, because there were multiple times where she told Jack certain things and Jack gaslit her and told her that's not what's happening. And it was exactly what was happening. And so, yeah, I think Jack was mean multiple times to her, and I think it drove her over the edge, quite frankly.
Okay. So when somebody don't listen to you, is that actually being mean?
I'm not talking about the not listening part being mean. I'm talking about there were multiple things that Jack said to her, bringing up her past and throwing it in her face, and it was with venom, and it was absolutely mean.
Okay, which part you talking about? I'm trying to remember everything so I can make sure I take everything in consideration. So what you remember exactly what
I don't remember exactly, but the overview was that she was telling him very emphatically, laying out exactly what Diane was going to do for probably the fourth or fifth time, because no one had listened to her. And he started just screaming at her about, "You're just never going to stop. You're never going to stop." this is exactly how you've always been, and you won't let go of the past. And she's like, well, the past is here, you know. And he started trying to tell her that she needed to be grateful.
Okay.
And it was just a messed up. It was really messed up. Like, why would Phyllis be grateful that Diane's back? And any, like, sorry, she's just not gonna be.
Ooh.
I'm
Okay.
not saying that that makes anything that Phyllis did right. It does not. But that, I think, helped really kind of push her to insanity.
Okay. So, looking in the comment section, Jenna says that I think he is mean. He's abusive. He was horrible. None of her fans ever want her with him again. I know I don't.
I don't.
J Money says Jack is not mean. Victor is, now that's mean. Jeremy and Tucker are also meaner than Jack. Oh, honey, Bree said I saw the video. She make it seem like Phyllis has always dated nothing but Saint. Please, Phyllis. Wait a minute. PLIL. Phyllis treated Jack badly by sleeping with his brother. She slept with his brother. Jack is weak. Jack's treatment of Phyllis has been appropriate. He asked her not to obsess over Diane, let them be. She used him to make Diane mad and push Jack away. So, I mean, I guess it's just mixed reviews. You got folks, of course, just like, you were just saying, Keisha, that no. And then, of course, Trish said yes. So, I mean, my thing is, I'm not a Phyllis fan. I just don't like, especially what really made it bad is the fact that you put your kids through this torture
Yep. How do you
of
come back from that?
man, I know what that looks like up close, and for somebody to pretend to do that, oh, I was so done with that. So, and
Mm-hmm.
I know I've said that in the past, so folks know what I'm talking about. But how would you do that to your kids? I mean, sticking it to Diane and all these other folks. I mean, even Lauren was saying, how could she do that to us? How could she put these people in a position where, we all were sad and distraught and thought that they were gone. I mean, thought she was gone, whatever. But I guess it goes back to the original question with Jack. They played cat and mouse and I think this was before you came back, Keish, because you came back in the fall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So, and you might have talked about it a little bit because these two been playing. They before Diane came back, they was playing cat and mouse about whether or not they had feelings for each other. She was still in a relationship with Nick.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was. That was before I left when all that happened.
Okay, so that was the beginning of 22 because you left in March, right?
Right around
Okay,
April.
April. Okay. So they played cat and mouse with each other. She was in a whole relationship with Nicholas. She blew that apart because of what Jack said, talking about "I love you." And then when she get out of the
Ugh.
relationship, then he's like, "I need to just be friends."
Right? I mean, I honestly was so pissed off whenever they did that because I really liked Nick and Phyllis together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any going back at this point, but I really did like them together. I thought that he brought her down to earth, and I thought that, they were fun. They had a great time. There was chemistry.
Right.
I was just pissed when that happened.
Yeah, that was a mess. And then, because I mean, she lobbed a grenade in that relationship with Nicholas because she figured like, dang, okay, Jack is sticking his toe in the water. Let
Ugh.
me go and end this over here and tell Nick I can't stand your family and your family can't stand me and all this other nonsense. So yeah, Jack was doing something stupid, but she was horrible to Nicholas.
It was so ridiculous.
Yeah, it was.
She
It was
was
bad.
horrible to Nicholas. And then when she finally get over there, Jack turned around and like, and I think maybe we should be friends. And I think
That
I,
that's why I'm not. That's
but
why
you know
I
what?
told you I want him to wind up alone.
But see, here's the thing. I think they purposely did that because they knew they were bringing Susan back.
Yeah.
So it maybe if they wasn't bringing Sue, because right after he did that and said, "Nah, I don't think so. We should just be friends. I don't want to get hurt again." And
Mm-hmm.
you slept with my brother and all this kind of stuff. Then next thing you know, he get that cryptic text from LA and it was Diane.
Yeah.
So I think they probably were going to try to drift them two together, but when they got Susan to come back, they're like, "Oh, yeah, let's move her out the way. Bring her in." I don't know. That's just the way it looks. I'm just speculating. But my question is when cuz that was all on what is this? Jack and Kyle to say yay or nay to Diane. They went down the rabbit hole with her. It was Phyllis at this point that should have took that step back. But I mean, Phyllis was doing all kinds of things. She
especially on the Kyle side of things. Like I can understand her being mad about Jack because she had feelings for Jack. But she was even when it came to Kyle, Kyle shouldn't trust her either. I'm protecting Kyle and I'm protecting you and everybody else from Diane. It's like that's not your decision because that's Kyle's mother. And regardless of what Diane did, if Kyle makes the decision to forgive his own mother, then
that's his call.
You don't have nothing to do with that.
Exactly.
And she just kept insisting in her mind, and this is what she's telling everybody else to justify it.
Yeah.
That she was trying to protect Kyle and Summer from and Harrison from Diane, when it really, she probably could have given two craps about Kyle. It was about Jack, and it has always been about Jack.
Always been about Jack. You're exactly right, and it's like I don't understand. I'm sorry, but Jack's not that great of catch. I don't think. It's like he slept with his dad's wife, Jill. He's done all kinds of dastardly deeds. I mean, I don't know why so many people make Jack out to be Smiling Jack, Saint Jack. Jack is no saint. He was a big time playboy back in the day, and he used women like napkins.
Yeah, J Money say y'all saw why Jack ended it though. Phyllis slept with Jack just to mark her claim on him in front of Diane instead of taking it slow. That's why he ended it with Phyllis. Cause he walked in to the Grand Phoenix and she was yelling and screaming at Diane about how the fact that she used Jack to as a I guess to mark her territory. Was that the term? Remember that?
I don't remember the exact term, but it was ludicrous.
Yeah, it was something to that effect. I don't know if she said that exactly though.
Yeah, I was trying to think.
She said she was making her jealous. Diane said, "You're using Jack to make me jealous, or you're trying to make me jealous, or something like that." And Phyllis said something like, "You're right, I am. I do want to make you jealous."
And he walked in on that, and I mean, it was one thing after the other. She sold her hotel to go work over at the company. She lied for months to Summer. When they brought Talia Morgan over, you brought Jeremy Stark to town. It's like, do you see anything? So I don't know.
Off the rails.
She was off the rails. So I don't know if I can 100% subscribe to the fact, because like you say, were they loud talking each other and throwing history under the bus? They were doing that to each other, in my opinion. They were doing it to each other. However, on the flip side of that, mean like Michelle Stafford, I don't know if I want to say that 100%. That's just where I am with that. So, but to each his own. I know it's a ton of comments in here. Phyllis really cares about Phyllis and getting back at Diane. I mean, you had poison in your system. You poisoned yourself just a little bit.
I'm saying, y'all, that's insane.
That's insane.
I mean, the woman needs to be in a padded cell for at least 6 months. Y'all know I love Phyllis, but she really needs some psychological help.
This whole scene that happened from April to now May, I think she's worse than Sheila at this point.
Oh, no.
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 Oh my goodness. Y'all so funny. Oh, what you say? Don't go that far, huh?
Right.
That's a stretch. Anyway, so I guess according to Michelle Stafford, she'll be back next week. So, or on screen. So I guess we'll see how that all turns out.
Whew, it's gonna be
But
a mess.
okay, so let's kind of shift. I wanted to share that clip with you guys to get your thoughts. We gotta talk about Summer. That girl. Okay, you know what, Keisha? I'm gonna let you have the floor because I know you are pissed at Summer right now.
She just being selfish, like, and then the way that she's treating Daniel,
Mm-hmm.
like you, and we said this last week. She put Daniel in a crappy, the crappy situation of knowing this information, and then not wanting him to say anything. If you didn't want him to say anything, then you should have kept it to yourself, and you
Right.
just carry that burden on your own, and don't put that on him. But she did it because she had to talk to somebody because she couldn't keep it in any longer, and then to have the nerve to treat him the way that she's treating him because he decided to tell somebody. It's BS, and she's just frustrating right now. Like, she's being a complete brat about this whole thing. And Daniel did her oops.
Oh.
Sorry. Daniel did her a favor with the way that he presented this information to everybody.
I agree.
Because
Mm-hmm.
he kept it from where she's known for, a couple of weeks. She was choosing not to share that information with her own husband and and the police.
Yep.
So the way he presented it to everybody was like, Phyllis came to me, she told me all this. Don't tell Summer, she doesn't know. I don't want to upset her. And he basically put her in the clear. So, and she's just being, it's like she's just being totally unreasonable. And it's driving me nuts. And I just want somebody to shake her, like, this is, you're being ridiculous. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you are being your mom right now. Your mom has your mom has put you in the worst position possible
Mm-hmm.
because now you
Yep.
have to choose between your mom and your husband.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
Phyllis has never done that to her.
I mean, and she's consistently. It's one thing if she tried to avoid talking about it. She's actually snapping at people about this, certain things that they say or do, and it's like, girl, you know what's going on, and you get mad at people.
Right.
It's totally irrational.
It's just
And the way that she's
crazy,
treating Kyle,
right?
I can't. I you know what? I've always wanted Kyle and Summer to be together, but
Mm.
I
Oh, they're
cannot
ruined
wait.
now.
I cannot wait until Kyle finds out that she knew this and was planning to not tell him anything and was okay with her mom, with his mom possibly going to jail
Well, you
for.
see, Chance called her out today
Yeah,
Yep.
I saw that.
because I was getting worried about Chance. I'm like, Chance, come on, man. I mean, he put his thinking cap on today.
Yeah, for once.
For once, because I mean, him and Christine is like, oh my God, Michael is just making this whole story up. Now, you've known Michael a long time. Do
Right.
you? And the story came.
Yeah, him of anybody. Like, these are her kids. Why would her kids lie about this?
Here's the other thing. Tell me why nobody has either checked the dental records on the burnt corpse.
Right.
I mean, this case would have been solved a long time ago. They'll know that's not Phyllis. Now, you saw that Kyle and Summer went over to the Roach Motel and they found the red hair.
Yeah, Kyle and Jack.
I mean, what did I say?
Kyle and Summer.
Oh yeah, Kyle and Jack.
Yeah.
So, and I
You
guess,
know, I mean, if the police didn't know about the room, right? That's why they didn't find the hair.
girl,
Right. They did. It was
So
Michael
Michael found out about the room.
Yeah.
So somebody needs to call that motel and let them know that their cleaning staff is really lacking. That was a lot of hair.
That was a lot of hair.
And it would have to have a root attached to it.
Exactly. Exactly. And all of a sudden they found the hair, and then they go get it. And they didn't even. What did Kyle use? Summer's hairbrush or what? We didn't see nothing. All we know is he got a call from the lab.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously it's her hair because he was like, I got DNA evidence. If we can do this, I would assume an A1 detective could do this.
Right.
Right. And
So
somebody's going to need a detective to be watching out for Sharon because now somebody's spying on her from the
But-
Yeah, I wonder what that's about.
But listen, hold on one second. Here's the interesting thing that Christine ain't looking at. If Christine was involved, I mean, if Diane was involved in this crime, why would she put herself in jail? Most people would try to make sure that they're not going to jail if they try to set something up. Why would she put herself in jail? That makes no sense. But anyway, go ahead with the Sharon thing.
Well, I mean, the champagne, I didn't see the label, but I guess it's an expensive bottle of champagne. She's sitting there playing with a baby, and the next thing I know, the next scene is she's pulling out a bottle of champagne going, look at this. I'm going, it's a baby. It's not going to look at the bottle of champagne.
Girl, listen. Trish, there's no way somebody gonna leave me a bottle of champagne. I'm gonna drink it and don't know where it came from.
Hey, I'm not opening that. That's not even going to come in the house.
Exactly.
We're not stupid.
And then did you guys see the previews where Nicholas was like, "Ooh, it look like it's blood on that label." How did you miss that, Sharon?
Yeah, I saw that. That was weird.
That was weird. A
Who
girl.
else was that? There was someone else that was being spied on too, wasn't it? Or was it Sharon multiple times?
It was Sharon.
Multiple
Yeah,
times.
so
Something like
apparently
that.
it's supposed to be somebody by the name of Cameron. Does that sound familiar from her past?
Cameron. I think so. There was a Matt.
Yeah, somebody by the name of Cameron, somebody or something.
There was a Cameron, and I can't remember if he was. I can't remember if he was high school or later.
Hold on, I saw that somebody had posted.
Is that Cassie's father?
I don't know. Is that Cassie's father?
Was that Cameron or was it the other guy? Dang it, I cannot remember like I used to.
Hold on. I'll get a. Let me see. I think I'll get a full name for you in a second. Okay, yeah, because it says Sharon big storyline reveal starts next week. Let me see. Okay. Cameron Kristen is seeking revenge against Sharon. Who's Cameron Kristen? Does that sound familiar? Anybody in the chat? Anybody know who Cameron Kristen is that's seeking revenge against Sharon? I don't know who that. I don't remember that name.
I remember Cameron, but I do not remember the story.
Me either. Okay, let's look up Cam. And Trish, Keish, you over there looking up? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. There's some comments. Wait a minute. What is this? Sharon. That's Sharon X is the one that unalived Cassie and Mariah's father. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Her ex that unalived Cassie and Mariah's father. So she was with somebody outside of, I guess, Cassie and Mariah's dad.
Before Nick.
So Frank was Cassie and Mariah's adoptive. Wait.
Cameron was a friend of Grace, and she ran into Grace in Denver. That's what Jenna says. And then Cameron, it was a stalker. She thought she had killed him. He's Diane real life husband. Oh, really? The heck? What is her
He
husband?
evidently tortured Sharon and then Nick back in 2003 and 4.
Okay.
Uh,
Wait a minute. Cameron and
Evidently,
her
there was
spent the
something
night.
in
Okay, Cameron and her spent the night, and after she left to come back to Genoa City, when she came back, he followed her and stalked her. So I guess he was a stalker from her past or something.
She hit him over the head with a champagne bottle when he got violent with her, and she thought she killed him and disposed of his body in a dumpster. Man, these women dispose of a lot of bodies. They are strong women. I mean, how do they move these bodies?
Oh my gosh.
And I guess he was with Grace for a while.
Oh, okay. So
And
Kim.
Cameron, and it was Frank who was the biological father of Cassie, who Cameron murdered, and that's the body that she found. It wasn't Cameron's body.
Mm.
So she dug it up. My God, y'all, these women are strong.
Right. And you remember Phyllis dragging Jeremy out of the hotel room? I'm like, girl,
With
please.
one hand.
With one hand.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, y'all. The ludicrousness of that entire storyline is just, oh.
It's crazy, right? Okay. But yeah, I didn't want to jump too far ahead because we are hour and 20 minutes in on Young and the Restless.
Oh my God.
So wait, so what do you guys? How do you guys feel about the interaction between Diane and Ashley?
Oh my gosh. I know
Diane's
Trish love that.
That was so funny. I mean, Diane was getting Ashley's goat good. I was laughing so hard.
And you see how Diane's attitude has all of a sudden shifted because she knows that Phyllis is alive. So now she's basically gone back to poking at Ashley.
Yep.
Taunting, just like she does. No, I'm a nice person now. I wouldn't do that. Oh no, I didn't do it. I didn't start it.
You know what, Diane, sometimes she gets on my nerves when she start overstepping because okay, fine, you know Phyllis is alive, but then Ashley is pretty much telling her to back off and she's like, "Oh, why don't you help me with my wedding dress cuz we're getting married." And oh, and I'm like, "Diane, you need to chill."
Yep.
Just chill.
That's the stuff that annoys me with Diane.
Same.
Because she does do that. She does overstep and she pokes. And she does stuff to purposely get under Ashley's skin. And it's unnecessary.
Right.
And it's like,
you 14?
Yeah. And it's like, you know, Ashley doesn't like you. So why would you go down and engage with her?
Exactly.
And then act like, play the victim when she comes back at you. And then, of course, Jack, you know, just, he only sees what Ashley does. He never catches Diane doing what she does, or even when he does catch her, it's like
he doesn't care.
Yeah, it's like, well, you could have done. I guess you could have said worse. And it's like he makes excuses, and it's like, why is it okay for her to be snarky and you know, taking jabs at Ashley, but you basically flip out when Ashley says anything to her?
Right.
That's what I'm saying, y'all. Diane never has to pay.
Yeah.
Time to pay the piper.
Well, because I heard, I don't know if the rumors are true. So I guess they are going to have a wedding or whatever. And then Phyllis is supposed to show up at the wedding or something. Did you guys hear that?
Oh, wow.
I didn't hear that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard that and I'm like, okay. Didn't she do that with somebody else? Was that Sharon? Remember when Gina came as
because Sharon put her in the coma, right?
right.
Yeah.
And then she came back from Georgia. And next thing you know, of course, it was Gina Tugnani coming through the doors.
Right.
So I guess, Phyllis always got to make a grand entrance.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's see. We talked about Chance, Kyle, all. Okay, did we cover anything, or you got anything else on this? Because I know we covered a lot of ground.
I think that's about it on that one.
Yeah.
And did we miss any other parts of the storylines?
Man, I don't know.
I don't think so.
I think we did.
Mm-mm. Okay, because we talked about Devon. There was no Lily this past week, was it?
No.
There wasn't this week.
It was
There
the
was last
previous
week.
week. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
but
she's out
Malcolm.
of town.
Yeah,
Because I.
Malcolm was on last week,
hmm
and that was when they did the
Yeah, because
uh,
she left after the whole thing. She told Daniel that she was going to New York or something.
yeah.
So that's why. Okay, that's why she wasn't there this week. Mm, and I think that's everybody. Victor, Nikki, Nicholas. Okay, Adam, Sally. Yeah, that's everybody. Okay, cool. Moving on. Before we move on to the bold and the beautiful, if you have not hit that like button on the YouTube side, please do. I see J Money in there trying to get y'all together, trying to tell y'all to hit the like button. Hit the like button. You know, we over here having some good content, some conversation, and y'all chatting it up in the chat. All right, so let me switch over to the bold and the beautiful. And I'm sick. What are you laughing at?
One of the comments, Dewan said, "Who's getting their black back blown out in L.A.?"
Oh Lord, nobody.
You and J Money.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so okay, the 15. Oh, here we go. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. 18, 17, 16, 15. All right. So, Steffi confides in Finn about seeing Hope flirt with Thomas while Thomas massage Hope's neck. Hope assures Liam that she loves him while Finn finds Steffi's suspicions about Hope hard to swallow. Taylor plays matchmaker with Deacon and Brooke, and Finn visits Sheila in prison, and RJ wonders if Brooke is truly happy without his dad. Finn tells Sheila to never contact him again. Taylor pushes Deacon to rekindle his romance with Brooke, and Brooke assures RJ she is happy. And then Hope sobs her apology to Thomas, who overhears Hope calling him manipulative and unstable to Brooke. We really only had one long stringing storyline over here. Because we got a little bit of Sheila. Let's just knock Sheila out the way.
Oh, let's definitely knock Sheila.
Go ahead, Trish, since you want to knock Sheila out the way.
I mean, she's stalking her own son, who she shot, and then shot his wife and left them both for dead.
Mm-hmm.
She's a murderer. Um, she had a hand in another person's death, although she didn't push him. She did, help shove a little bit from behind. Yeah, I'm just really, I'm done with her. I'm ready for that to be done. I'm ready for Sheila to be done. I don't need a prison scene. I could watch Orange is the New Black if I wanted the prison scene. I don't need to see Mike. I don't need to see him talking about how much he loves Sheila. I mean, it's obviously not apparent to him that she does not love him. She barely tolerates him because he helped her, and she will only use him. It's just the whole Sheila's just, I just can't stand that character. And it's obvious that Kimberlyn Brown is great at what she does because, man, I cannot stand Sheila.
My thing is, this is where do they go with this story? Where do they go with her at this point?
There's no redemption. I'm sorry.
Right,
There's no
exactly,
redemption.
exactly. I
She shot your
mean,
son.
you confess to two murders, and you got attempted murder as well on your hands. You're in prison. You're not getting out. Your son, what, they gonna let her break out of jail? Then what?
Again, I mean, seriously, can you not think of another thing to write?
Exactly. It just makes no sense. Their best bet, if you're gonna keep Kimberlyn Brown on, because obviously I know we've been talking about this since last year that she has a 3-year contract. What are you gonna do with this girl to keep her in a position where we don't have to watch her in prison and that she stays out? I mean, she just keep doing things. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just weird to me how they set this whole thing in motion.
Yeah, I'm curious as to how they're going to get her out of jail time too with this, because I don't want another round of her walking around in disguise and hiding out of Deacon's house. We've already done that.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So there's got to be something that happens that gets her out of jail.
Right.
Yeah, it just makes no sense to me. It's like, come on already. I mean, she goes in jail, she goes out of jail, she goes in hiding, then she's revealed, and then she's coming after Steffi and Finn, and it's just this whole revolving circle that this character is going into, and it's like, why don't you just get a girl a break and we gonna see her for a while? I mean, they obviously there's a break coming up because they're going to Rome, and I think that
Right.
probably,
Yay!
yeah, that should be coming out the end of next month. But
Y'all know I love those remote shoots.
yeah, did you see the pictures on Instagram that they've been taking?
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
I've seen some of them.
You seen some
Y'all,
of
when
them?
are we going? Let's get a group. When are we going?
I know.
Who's
um,
going? Comments. Who's going?
Now somebody was saying that that whole Rome trip is focused around Hope and Thomas though. So
Hmm.
I don't know cuz she had on a wedding dress and all of that. Maybe it has something to do with her line maybe.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I'm thinking. But my thing is just please get it over with. Are you going to let them two get together or not?
Right.
And Liam, please find. Oh my God, Liam is annoying.
He is annoying.
Oh my God! If he,
So is Wyatt.
just the whining.
They're both, yeah. They are both getting on my nerves, and Wyatt again was with the constant yelling. Like the man cannot have a conversation without raising his voice.
I think he has anger issues because his fiance is missing.
Yeah, I don't know. Every time the two of them get together, they talking about Thomas.
Yeah.
It's like, don't y'all got something else to talk about?
Thomas is living rent free in their head.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, Hope is not helping because everybody is seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
Steffi sees it, your mama see it, Thomas think he sees something, and it's like you're not doing a good job of hiding your feelings, Hope.
Mm-mm.
Right.
I mean, but obviously she's married, so I can understand why she's stuck in this conundrum.
Yeah. I just
No, I'm laughing at Jenna. Jenna said Liam needs a psychiatrist.
Lee, and he needs to take his brother along with him too, because they both need to talk to somebody.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. Hmm.
I just, I don't know. My feelings are the same as they were with the last podcast we did, or the last episode we did,
Hmm.
where I wish that it was more on her end and not Thomas, because it's still there for Thomas too.
You know
And
what?
I
Hmm.
was hoping in that moment when um and she's the one that keeps bringing it up. Hope does. So when they were out of town and they were eating dinner in the hotel room, she was the one that brought up the she said something like, I'm nothing like my mom, right? Like I love Liam, blah blah blah. Um, like she brought the topic up, and then of course, excuse me, Thomas is kissing her butt, telling her, "You're the most moral person I know. You're such a great person. You're nothing like Brooke." And then when they hug each other, I was hoping so badly that Thomas would just pull away from her.
Pull back. Yes.
Yeah, like normal, and just going about his business, and not have that long pause where they, were staring at each other like they were almost going to kiss each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, those small little things that they could have Thomas do would be that would be big, and letting
Yes.
the audience know that Thomas is not hung up on her anymore.
I would love that.
You know what? The other thing that they could do is actually send that man on some dates. Let Hope just grind
Right.
her gears.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. I mean, let since she is struggling, man. Have Thomas looking good, smelling good, and then Petra or one of them girls come up in there and be like, "Are you ready to go?" Oh yeah, and then he tells Hope, "See you tomorrow" or whatever. We're gonna have a
Yeah.
late night,
Exactly.
and she would be like pissed.
Well, so here's what I want to have happen. It
Hmm.
somehow, some way, is that Liam comes to realize that all of this passion that Hope has been having has not been because of him.
Wait a minute. Hey, Trish.
Yeah.
Uh, Liam hasn't been blowing Hope's back out. Hope been blowing his.
Husband. What's that old saying? Save a horse, ride a cowboy. I don't know. I
I
can't
don't
remember.
know. Listen, they've been tearing that couch up. I'm like, do y'all have a bedroom?
Right.
You know, I've wondered that too about that little tiny cabin. That living room has seen more action than.
Oh my gosh. And Hope is like, man, Liam is like, man, the passion lately in our relationship has been strong. I'm like, shoot, you better go thank Thomas for that.
It ain't you,
Exactly.
buddy. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God. She gonna.
And you know what?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
What really annoyed me was I can't remember if it was this week or last week when I think Liam was talking to Wyatt and he said something about how something about if anything happened with Thomas, that would be a deal breaker for me. It was something like that he said, and I'm like, all of the crap that you've done, and you talk about
Exactly.
I thought the
slip
same
up being a
thing.
deal breaker.
Yep.
The nerve.
Exactly. It's like, dude, you were going back and forth between Hope and Steffi for like
For
10
years.
years.
Right.
Yep.
You know, talking about, oh yeah, I can't believe it. You do that, it would just break my. I'm like, dude, if you don't go somewhere and oh yeah, he can take a seat. Go somewhere and
He's
sit
on it.
down.
He's on the couch. He's on the
He's
couch.
on the couch. What did y'all think about when Thomas was massaging her neck and her eyes was rolling up in the back of her head?
I was thinking I need a massage really badly, and that girl is having some feelings about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to me,
Mm-hmm.
knowing how her husband feels about Thomas, that was inappropriate.
Absolutely.
Totally. No, she should have said, "Oh no, I'm good, thanks."
Exactly.
She didn't. She just sat there and let him do it. And Thomas himself, knowing the history there,
Why would you touch her?
why would you even think that would be okay? Yeah,
Right.
you shouldn't be touching her like that.
Nope.
Now, luckily, I was happy that they weren't showing him like, seeming like he was getting all hot and bothered. He was just literally just doing a little neck massage, and they weren't showing him like getting all hot and bothered like Hope was. But
Mm-hmm.
still, the fact that you would think that was okay when all the stuff that you guys have been through, like that was just ridiculous.
Here, have another cup of inappropriate.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Brooke is like still trashing Thomas when she was talking to Hope. And you know,
she talks out of both sides of her mouth because when she talks to Ridge or to Taylor, she will say something about how well they work together and they're getting along and XYZ. But then when she's with Hope, she says the stuff that she says.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that made me mad today.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the other thing is she got so Hope got so pissed off she just admitted it. It's not Thomas, it's me.
Yep.
What you gonna do with that, Brooke? Now you know she could probably twist that and say, "Well, what did Thomas say? He had to do something."
Right. Right.
He's manipulating your feelings.
Exactly. That's her favorite word.
Yep.
Well, because it's who she is, and it takes one to know one.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, see, I think but see, here's the thing. Next week, they're saying that it's either Taylor or Brooke is going to struggle with keeping that friendship together. So it
Mm-hmm.
probably has to do with this situation because now with her admitting that she's starting to feel things for Thomas, like we just said, she's probably going to jump in Taylor's face saying that your son is manipulating my daughter to feel something.
Mm.
So I figure is that wasn't gonna last. We got a good 6 months out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And I really, I always want for there to be strong women relationships and friendships because there's just, I mean, y'all know as well as I do, there's just so much bad. And you just really want that friendship to work and be positive. But we all know it's going to just not happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Now I gotta say, it is fun to watch Hope go through this because can you imagine somebody that you're extremely attracted to, that you really wish that you could, take for the day or the night or whatever. That that emotion is going through her head, and I'm like, yeah, you struggling, girl.
Right.
She definitely is.
I mean, she locked in there with Liam, and you got to think about another man to really get your passion going with your own husband.
Right.
That's a problem.
It sure is.
Yep. She letting her imagination run wild.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the best bet is to, and I think it's supposed to come out to Liam next week. That from Steffi, that that's what's happening. So, question is Liam gonna do exactly the same thing we saying about Brooke? Oh, Thomas is manipulating my wife to feel
Oh, of
something.
course he is.
Of course he is. It's never
He's
gonna be her
absolutely,
fault.
yeah, he's absolutely going to blame that on Thomas.
Yeah.
What did
Because
y'all?
Hope's a saint too.
Now, what did y'all think about him coming in that office to confront Thomas today?
I thought it was civil.
If I was Thomas, I'd be like, look, you need to go talk to your wife. Don't come up in here no
Yeah.
more.
He had some nerve coming into a forester office talking to a forester like that, but at least it was civil.
It was, but how many times are you going to confront Thomas about how you don't trust him?
Well, I mean,
I
he's
feel
so
like
insecure.
yeah, I feel like the conversation he had with Thomas today should have been the conversation that was had with him 3 or 4 weeks ago when they started working together again. Because I do feel like what he was saying was reasonable. Like, with the past you two have, of course I'm gonna have these feelings. And if she would have went out of town with anybody else, there wouldn't have been an issue. But because it was you, this is why I felt the way that I did. And you have to admit if we were in opposite positions and this were you would probably feel the same way that I do. Like I don't think there was anything wrong with what he said or
Mm-hmm.
how I don't think he was disrespectful to Thomas today like he has been in the past.
Right.
But I feel like that should have been something that he should have said in his initial conversation with Thomas when they first started working together, not 80 conversations later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I'm just tired of hearing him talk about it because he's been talking about it for 2 months now.
Exactly. You could literally record it and just push play.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
especially not at my place of work.
Right.
Like,
I'm
if
just,
you want
I'm
to have a
just.
conversation about this, let's, we can go to the bar or come over to the house and we'll talk. But you're not going to keep coming up to my job once a week having the same conversation with me.
Exactly. I mean, it's either him or it's Steffi. And it's like Steffi, I know y'all share a kid and whatnot, but you the CEO. You need to tell that dude like, look, if you want to talk to me, you got to talk to me off hours. Don't come up here in the middle of a work day. You're disturbing. You're disturbing
Right.
the processes
Or,
up in here.
or actually, don't talk to me at all about this. Talk to your wife because I
Right.
don't have nothing to do with it.
Exactly.
I'm
Um,
good. It's your wife that's got the problem.
Listen, J Money and Honey Smile, I mean Bree in the comments are saying that when Thomas told Hope, go home to be with your husband, she looked disappointed.
She did. I noticed that
though.
too.
She did look disappointed.
That's bad. That's
Well, I mean, it's like reading a romance novel. The loins are on fire.
yeah, exactly. She want Thomas so bad. And I'm thinking like, dang, at least they moved the Nate and Victoria storyline up fast enough. This whole thing between these two is dragging.
Yeah, they
But
are.
you know what, though? When it happens, it's going to be like an explosion.
Listen, they better not do us like they did Sally and Adam.
Oh, oh,
Girl, and they got a baby out of that type of sex, right?
right. Right, right. They're bound by bad sex.
Listen, I'm wondering if Victoria, well, I mean, I know she looks younger. Would they let her pop pregnant by Nate?
I didn't think she could. Well, I guess she did wind up getting pregnant with Katie, but
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
she
know.
did have problems, like difficulties having the kids, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then she probably won't pop pregnant then. But Hope can. That would be crazy if, Hope and Thomas, end up doing it better be good. Y'all done drug us along this. Maybe they'll do it in Rome.
Yeah.
I
but
I
that
feel
mean,
like something's gonna happen there.
but
something's
Something
gonna.
always something
But
always happens
you
on
know what I
Rome.
hope happens in Rome? What I hope happens in Rome is that Hope comes on to Thomas and he rebukes her.
girl, listen, they better
That
not
would be
be
so funny.
listen, they better not be dragging me out that long only for him to say, I don't think so.
But see, what
Let's
would be
so
good
let's
though?
so
What
let's
would be
say this. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Trish.
Oh no, that's okay. Oh, well, I was just gonna say what would be cool is if he rebukes her, and then Liam finds out that she came on to him, and then they break. They get divorced and everything, and then she goes after Thomas, and then he finally gives in, and then it would be like the hot and the fabulous and it's okay to do it now. So she doesn't go against all of her values and wind up having a nervous breakdown. That's my 2 cents. I don't know. We'll see.
So Annika has played in other movies that she had to do hot scenes in.
Uh-huh.
She know what to do.
Oh, I'm sure she's a great actress.
I mean, she likes the dark acting and some of that other stuff. I think she was in one of those urban movies where she was with somebody. I forgot it was. If you guys know, somebody reminded me of it a while back. But Annika, what we see with the virtuous Hope, that ain't who Annika is.
Yeah.
So if they do take her down this route with Thomas, she gonna know exactly what to do.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So what do y'all think about Taylor trying to get Deacon to get back with Brooke?
So I I just thought this was some lame attempt at keeping Brooke at the center of attention because I like all along I'm like, why are we focusing on Brooke and her love life? Y'all ain't sent Taylor on one date since she been home.
And here's
Um,
the other thing,
and
Keisha.
then
Why does she has to be the matchmaker all the time?
right. So then in this scene with Deacon, I'm like, I think Taylor is doing this. I really do think she's doing it to get Brooke out of the picture now because she is trying way too hard to hook Brooke up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know that typically that isn't in Taylor's character. Like she's never really been the devious one. But I after hearing her talk to Deacon about getting back together with Brooke, I really do think it's because she thinks if she puts them back together that she'll have a chance with Ridge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm
Pisses me
thinking.
off so much.
So, do you think that she's being? Because I don't think Taylor's being genuine in this moment. I honestly think she's trying to put Deacon in the way of keeping Brooke from Ridge. But you think it's to put a spotlight on Brooke.
No, I do now. I think it is because she's not being genuine and
Okay.
she's trying to keep Brooke and Ridge apart. So now, because of that scene with Deacon,
Mm-hmm.
that's how I feel now. Before, I thought it was just because the writers, like they always do, have to make Brooke the center of attention. But
Mm-hmm.
now it does seem like it's just because she's trying to keep Brooke out of the way.
So, couple of things. I do remember the conversation when Brooke told Taylor that she didn't want to start a relationship from scratch at this point in their life.
Mm-hmm.
After she saw Hollis, that she really wanted someone who knew her, and someone who had a history with her.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do think that it probably started out as, hey, this is a person she has history with, and they do flirt together when they're in the same room. They
Mm-hmm.
flirt.
Mm-hmm.
She did kiss him in the Santa hat, even, and she had been drinking.
Right.
And that is what actually broke up her and Ridge's marriage, not Taylor. And then today, or was it yesterday, when she was talking to Deacon and he asked her, "Are you sure this isn't blah, blah, blah for you?" Da, 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 da. And she was like, "No, no." And she said her piece. Then there was that one point where she was talking to him about it and she looked down. And you know how, like, when you look away, that is possibly an indication of a lie?
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I thought, oh, damn, are they really making her do this to try to keep Ridge and Brooke apart so that she can slither in? Like, is that what they're really going to reduce Taylor to at this point? And I thought, oh man, this is going to just annoy me to no end.
My thing is, Taylor needs some business. Go find her a man.
And a good-looking piece of business too.
You know,
Just like they did for
Who can they cast? Yeah.
Instead of keeping what's the security guard's name?
who?
Charlie.
Yeah, instead of keeping Charlie's Charlie's a sweet guy. But instead of keeping that character around the way they do, where he pops up every once in a while, how about hire an actor that can be a love interest for Taylor's character?
Right.
Why not? I mean,
that's never had anything to do with a Logan.
Exactly. And this is so what Deacon said is one of the exact reasons why, as much as I think Deacon and Taylor would have good chemistry, Queen.
Yeah.
That's one of the exact reasons why I would never want to see Taylor and Deacon together, because there was always that possibility that the writers would have Brooke come between Deacon and Taylor.
Well, that's where that whole thing happened, where Katie was like, she liked Carter because he's the only man that hadn't been with Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wouldn't even mind Carter with Taylor. What do you think?
I don't care. Anybody to where Taylor and Carter can just have relationships that stick.
Right.
Well, Carter's been with a Logan. He's been with Katie. So I want her to be with someone that has not been with a Logan.
Dang, who would that be?
New person.
Oh, yeah, that's a good, but ain't no new people on there, girl. It's just...
You're gonna have to listen to me and listen to your podcast and listen to me telling you to hire somebody new.
Exactly. Man, like Bree said, is there no other man than Ridge? Neither of these women are tired of being passed around back and forth like a tennis ball for 30 years.
Right.
And then, what Jenna say? Jenna said that would be beneath Brad Bell.
Why do you hate Taylor? Why?
Yeah, it is. It's like...
Wait. Girl, wait a minute. Jenna says she heard that Jeremy Stark is gonna be with Taylor on B&B.
Are you kidding me? When?
Jenna, come on now. Are you joking, girl?
Like, just that particular actor or the character Jeremy Stark? Because how is he coming back from the dead?
Exactly. Well,
the
hey.
Actor?
I wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't mind seeing that actor back on something.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna bring that, I forgot his name. But if you're going to bring that guy back and put him with Taylor, I would be okay with that. If he's coming over like as a businessman or something.
Yeah. Because one of the things that I saw on Instagram on one of the fan sites or pages is when they do that off-site shoot in, where are they going?
Rome.
Huh?
That's going to be the start of Brooke and Ridge getting back together.
Oh, God.
because they're both going on that trip.
Why do we need to do that?
Mm-hmm.
So you put us through all of that in November sweeps.
For no reason.
The CPS call, sending Ridge off on a 3-month hiatus only to show up working for the FBI. And then having Brooke and Taylor be these BFFs who don't need no man. And then you put the two of them back together?
Right.
Girl, come on.
Right.
So what does that leave Taylor? Because of course she gonna feel like her pact has been broken.
I mean, she owns the beach house. Let's have some scenes with her at the beach house, getting some sun, running on the beach, and meeting somebody.
Or else, okay, so, and I know y'all don't want her with somebody that's been with a Logan, but the only other available dude, if Sheila stay in jail, is Deacon. Oh, God, I don't...
At least hook her up with Jack. I would prefer to see her with Jack than Deacon.
Girl, when is he coming back?
Jack has never been with Brooke.
Yeah.
Yeah, when is he coming back?
Oh, no.
Man, because Jack popped in.
That'd be weird to be with your daughter's husband's father.
Tell Abby that.
Right?
I mean, it's no weirder than Thomas.
It's not. Being with his steps at right.
Oh, girl, because they all connected.
Oh, these casts are too small.
Yeah, they need some... Who is that? Bree said they need some crossovers badly. I agree.
They do.
Yes.
They really do. It makes it even weirder now that RJ is back because your brother and sister are possibly going to be dating each other.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's true.
That would be so confusing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't... This is... Yeah, they need to... they used to have a lot of characters on this show. And then all of a sudden they just downsized to Brooke, Eric, Ridge, Steffi, Liam. Wyatt just popped back. Where's Bill?
Where's Flo?
Girl, Felon Flo is... Felon Flo is gone.
Yeah.
All we've been focused on, and then Sheila calling Jack up there because he's a defense attorney. Girl, you actually think that man gonna help you? And then he turn around and call Finn.
Yeah.
So
when we were talking about Sheila earlier, just like Trish was saying, I cannot stand the way that she basically is stalking him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the man said he doesn't want anything to do with you. You gotta drop it because you can't force him to want to have a relationship with you, and you definitely ain't gonna have a relationship with the baby.
Well, my thing is, why did you even come up there? Just she emailed him. Email her back and say I ain't coming.
Or just don't.
Just don't.
I mean, seriously, just no contact. It happens every day.
Both Jack and Finn did the exact same thing. It's like, if you don't... I just wanted to come up here and tell you I don't ever want to see you again. Really? There's a thing called ghosting.
Right.
So, do it.
Do it.
Sometimes it's the healthy thing to do.
Yeah, go no contact, because you see, as soon as Sheila see them, she thinks she got hope, and she always go into this manipulating tactic. You're my son. We loved each other once. Remember she told that to Jack, so
Yep.
Save yourself from the manipulation and just don't show up.
Right.
So, and then of course Finn didn't believe what Steffi was saying about Hope. He thought it was Thomas too. I'm like, really,
Yeah.
Finn?
Yep.
Really? So, I guess that's all we had with Bold. What y'all think? Did we miss anything? Let me see what's in the comments. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Jack was a doctor, and then they changed his backstory to an attorney.
Yeah, that's something, isn't it?
Girl, I was like, these people crazy. Y'all, what are y'all doing? These writers.
They think we forget.
You're right, Jenna. The soap opera is boring, especially since they dragging out Hope situation. She said this show could benefit greatly from a writer's strike. B&B needs to bring Kyle and Summer. I mean, yeah. What you think about bringing Kyle and Summer over to?
It would fit
Would you
the
put
whole ratchet
Kyle?
thing.
Would you put Kyle with Hope?
Uh, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't know what I would do with Kyle at this point because there's a part of Kyle right now that is like a 10 or 11-year-old boy. I mean, we all realize that, right? I mean, he's
Mm-hmm.
like, his mom, it's not that he's not a man, but there's a part of him that is that kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he needs to do some stuff before getting in a relationship with somebody if him and Summer do break up.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Jenna says, "Who goes to jail for murder and then accept visitors?"
Oh, exactly. And don't you? I mean, how long do you have to be in there before you actually can qualify to have a visitor?
Yeah,
That's
and
like,
then who bring other inmates to visit an inmate?
and
Mike,
right, and where's
Mike
she
got
get the
special
makeup?
privileges.
What you say? Wait a minute.
What?
I said Mike got special privileges. He's still friends with
Exactly.
some of the
Oh,
guards.
right.
Mary said, "I laughed when I did a recap when I was talking about Liam and Wyatt because they keep repeating and had the same conversation about Thomas. So I called it. It reminds me of the movie Groundhog Day
Oh, yeah.
because it's the same thing every day."
Yep.
So yeah, Mary, that's what it was funny. That's why I put it in there. It was hilarious because it applies. I mean, it's like, don't y'all got something else to talk about?
Right.
Kyle will go with Audra. Somebody, he's the second person that said Chance is supposed to be with Summer. Why?
That's what I don't understand that either. Is it because they keep being in scenes together?
I don't know about that one. I heard Chance and Elena because they're gonna move Nicholas back over to Sharon for because of this whole.
Hold on, slow down. I'm moving my pieces on the chessboard. Hang on. I can't keep
Seriously.
up.
Listen, that's what they're saying. So apparently, because of this new storyline that Sharon has with this person coming to town that we just talked about, Cameron, Nicholas is going to be focused so much on Sharon that's going to pull him away from Sally.
Ah,
Which now that leaves Adam out there waiting in the wings, and of course we know he'll be more than happy to take up that space.
yeah. He's hungry.
Exactly, which now pulls Chance out of the way because I don't know if you guys noticed, they haven't had any type of contact since that date at the lounge. And that was
Uh-huh.
like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Which means that that whole storyline that they're talking about putting Elena with Chance, that could be possible. I don't know what I think about that. I think they'd be boring together, but I don't know. So I guess
Yeah.
we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and do our last two segments. I think that's all we got for bold, right?
I think so.
I think it is.
Okay. All right, so we have our flip the script and who's taking a seat. What you got for Young and the Restless for the flip the script? Whoever want to go first.
Keisha.
Um, I think my flip would have been. I wish Summer would have just embraced what Daniel did
Mhm.
when he told Jack and Kyle about Phyllis being alive, because she's really. Not only is she about to her relationship with Kyle is getting ready to be ruined, but as nice as or as patient as uh, what is her brother's name again?
Who?
Summer's brother.
Daniel.
Daniel.
Daniel. Jeez, I don't know why that his name just slipped out of my mind. As patient as he is being with her, like I don't want their relationship to end up ruined because she just can't let go of the fact that he told everybody what happened. Mm-hmm. So I wish that she would have just said, you know what, you're right. I should have did this in the first place. Thank you for basically protecting me the way you did. That would have been nice to see.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I just like the fact that he told her, "You not the boss of me."
I did too.
That was, oh man.
Girl, I
That
was,
was
I
good.
just got, I was like, Daniel, thank you so much, cause she around there like she calling the shots or whatnot.
Yeah,
Daniel was like, you don't get to tell me what to do.
exactly.
No,
You
I
got to
was
have
like,
a
that was
solid jet.
beautiful.
it was. It was good.
All right, what you got, Trish?
So for Y&R, you know, I I was gonna say what Keisha said, so now I'm racking my brain trying to think of what storyline I would change. But honestly, you guys, I have to say I would go all the way back to this whole stupid scheme that Phyllis played with Jeremy Stark. I would just completely flip that script, and I would have her just not get involved and back off and go live her best life. I'm so freaking disappointed about that storyline. It just ticks me off every time it comes on.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Because it's like, how do you salvage this? Where do you go with this? What do you do with this? What she did was awful.
She
Mm-hmm.
dug herself in a deep hole.
Yes, she
Yeah.
did. Yes, she did. I totally agree. That was what I was hoping for because I actually dropped. I was in that comment section with Michelle Stafford's video, and I dropped that question. I asked her, and I don't. I guess she didn't get a chance to see it, but I said, "What do you think about the Phyllis character and how she treated her children?" I mean, since you want to speak on how mean Jack was, I was
Right.
curious to see what her thoughts was on that part of the storyline too.
Yeah. That was just so wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I know that this when you on those lives, those questions are just scrolling so fast because she has a lot of people on there
Yeah.
saying stuff. So yeah, I was like, please read my comment.
Yeah. Put it in all caps and scream it at her.
Right, but she was also advertising her natural skincare product. I think it's called Skin Nation or something.
Yeah. I
And
have.
yeah, she was running a flash sale, 35% off of everything on the site that one day. It was a 1 day sale or whatever. But she was also taking questions about the show, and I'm like, "Oh, here's my opportunity."
Cool.
Okay, so if I had to flip the script, I would have had Kyle instead of him running up on Daniel and Summer in that park. I mean, or at the not at the park, at the GCAC. I would have stood back and had Kyle listen to what they were going back and forth about.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was, if he had just stood back and listened to this thing instead of ran right up into talking to the two of them, he would have heard everything.
Yeah, he would have
Yeah.
heard everything.
So
Yeah.
that would be my flip the script that he would have just stepped back and listened to the conversation and bust her out.
Yeah.
So, all right, what you got for the flip for bold?
Um, I'm gonna say my bold flip was so today. When we see that Thomas overheard Brooke and Hope talking about him.
Mhm.
When he, kind of walked in after the fact, and Hope is like basically profusely apologizing to him that he just would have walked away from her and left her standing there with no reaction.
Yeah.
Because she felt, I mean, you see that she felt horrible because she knows that he heard what she said about him. So I just would have liked for him to give no reaction, and we don't know what's going to happen because it cut off right there. So
Mhm.
maybe that is what's going to happen Monday. But my hope is that he just gives her no reaction and just leaves.
I would love that.
Girl, he better not come up in there talking about, I understand why you feel this way. I know I did some horrible things and I'm so sorry.
Right.
Oh,
I bet money. I bet money that is probably what's going to happen.
that's what I
Ugh.
think.
Well, because Bill Bell hates Taylor and her kids.
Yeah. Yep, he does.
I know he gonna go in there and be selfless because even Liam was like, "Oh, so this modesty thing is that part of the new Thomas?" I'm like, Liam, if you don't get
Yeah,
your
that
big
was I hated that he said that to him. Like, just don't be a jerk about it. Like
He
exactly
can't
the
help
man is
himself.
trying to change, and he hasn't done anything in the last, however many months. Just
3 months.
yeah, 3 months out of the however many years he's been back.
Right, right.
But still, like, let him have that.
Right.
You don't have to be snarky about it and basically be dismissive.
Mm-hmm. My flip would have been when they were in that hotel room. Because remember, Thomas is thinking that, because I remember him saying, no way, when he was at Forrester. Because he thinks that something's going on with Hope, too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would have called her bluff. When she was looking at me, I would act like, looking at Thomas, I should say. He should have acted like he was going to go in with that kiss and went right past her face reaching for something. And she probably would have been looking like, and then he would be like, "You all right?"
Right. That's a good. That kind of a scene. Oh my God, that would just be great.
Because remember, Ridge did that to Brooke
Yep.
when she had the little blue nightie on or whatever, and he acted like he was gonna do something, and he didn't do nothing. And she was like, "Oh wow."
Yeah.
So if I was Thomas, I'd graze right past her face, reach for some keys or the phone or whatever, and be like, "Oh, excuse me," and she'd be looking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll realize exactly because if she respond with her eyes closed and her mouth open,
Right. What are you thinking?
what are you thinking?
That is too funny.
Uh,
Oh my gosh.
it's a bunch of flips in the comment section. So let me see. Jenna said, if I was flipping it, I think that Daniel should have gone a chance, not Jack and Michael. That was too stupid. Good point. Jenna also said, I think the last time Sally told Adam that she didn't want him, I would have had Adam say, fine. I'll just have my lawyer call your lawyer about the baby and we can settle it. Oh, Jenna ain't playing.
Yeah, that'd have been a good one.
Jenna ain't playing. I don't blame you. Bree said for Y&R flip, after Victoria sleeps with Nate, she tells him thank you for giving her what she wants and kick him to the curb. Dang, Bree.
Wow.
And then Nate realized he hurt Elena for no reason. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Bree also said for bold, Liam stopped going over to Forrester creation 20 times a day and get a hobby.
Or do
Um,
job.
oh yeah, exactly. Let's see, any more flips? Oh, Vinny. Vinny said instead of Finn going to visit Sheila in prison, have another one of her children go with a plan to get her out. Oh, he's trying to really create a whole new storyline because she do got some kids out there.
Who?
Sheila.
Sheila. Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. The one said Daniel should have just called Summer an idiot. Yeah, that whole thing was mishandled. J
We need
Money.
a new segment that's called "Insert a Line"
Oh, really?
Insert
or change a line of dialogue.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that would be interesting. J Money said, y'all know that song, I Left My Heart in San Francisco. Well, Hope left her ears in San Francisco because them bad boys rolled all the way back in her head when Thomas massaged her back. Oh, she left her eyes in San Francisco. There you go. That's funny, J Money. I said ears. Sorry about that. All right, so now we got to take some seats.
Mm.
What you got? Who going first?
Summer. Summer can take all the seats.
Mm-hmm.
Cause she didn't piss me off for 2 weeks straight.
Oh gosh, what you said? She can sit for 2 weeks, huh?
She sure can. She can sit
That
for
is
as long as
stupid.
it takes her to come to her senses.
I heard that. Is that all that you got for YNR?
Um, Nate can take a seat just because he's a jerk.
Mm-mm. Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay, what you got, Trish?
Yeah, I totally agree with both of those, and I would add I would add that Phyllis needs to be on the couch, and I would also.
They gotta find her first, Trish.
Right, I know, unbelievable. Where's the? I mean, cameras are everywhere. Where's the footage of the between the office buildings, and you can't just run around town and not be on camera somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
It was better not still be in Genoa City.
Who?
Right, she's been there the whole time.
Girl,
She
you
was
know
probably living
she.
in the pool house.
Girl, you know she flying around Genoa City on her broom somewhere.
You know she is. Too funny. Oh my gosh. I definitely think Jack needs to take a seat too.
Really? Okay.
I'm just annoyed with Jack. I'm just annoyed with Jack.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna
Um.
throw Diane in the seat because she's being obnoxious.
Oh, she's totally obnoxious. Yeah, yeah. So in a good way, I would say take a throne is Tucker because he's owning it and he is just funny.
Yeah.
I was gonna put Chance in a seat, but he redeemed himself this today.
I'd put Chance in a sheet.
In a sheet.
In the sheet.
Go have a little seat
Oh my god.
in your sheet.
I gotta put Audra in a seat.
Oh yes, yes. I forgot about her.
Yeah, she messy. So, I know y'all got everybody else in the seat. And then that Roach Motel that y'all don't clean, y'all need to take a seat too.
Seriously, the cleaning lady, take it. Yes,
Because,
or the cleaning man. Whoever
listen,
cleans,
who
take a
gonna
seat.
have that much hair in a room that's supposed to be cleaned like 3 weeks ago?
Right.
And y'all, that was like pulled out perfectly in a little array of hair. That was not like pull hair from a brush and throw it in a trash hair or a hair that fell off your back. That was like multiple strands of hair that were perfectly laid. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And then I gotta throw Christine in a seat because she just wanna win, even though she about to look stupid.
So, honestly, every time she gets persnickety about something and purses her lips, I'm like, oh man, I can't stand it.
Oh, that is funny. Okay, and then what y'all got for Bowl? Who taking a seat?
Liam as always. And
Oh
Steffi.
God.
Like Steffi, just stay out of the Liam Hope drama. You said you asked Hope about her feelings for Thomas and just let it go. She should have let it go the first time. She didn't need to ask her a second time. Just
Right.
stay out of the business. If it's not affecting work and if your brother is fine, then just let it go and stop talking to Liam about it.
Yeah, I'm just so over that. This is. Ugh. All right, what you got, Trish? Who's sitting at the bowl?
Well, yeah, so yes on everything Keisha just said. And I would also, and only because he comes flying into town talking about not wanting to be in the family drama, and then he inserts himself into the family drama, RJ.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Yeah.
RJ,
We didn't
take
even
a
talk
seat.
about him.
Girl, because it was like a non-essential.
I mean, seriously.
But you can talk about him if you want to after Trish is done.
Well, so the other person I would have take a seat on the Bold and Beautiful is going to be the guards who keep letting Sheila have visitors.
Oh, jeez.
Other than that, I'm cool.
Gotcha. Taylor, you got to go sit down somewhere. What are you doing?
Oh, dang, I forgot about Taylor.
What are you doing, Taylor? First, go find your own dude instead of trying to find Brooke a dude.
Yep.
Go find your own. You pretty lady. Go find your own guy. You tried to hook up with Hollis. That didn't work. Now you're trying to hook up with Deacon, not knowing that he was sleeping with Sheila. Taylor's taking the seat this week. And let me see if I had this. I'm sorry. Hope got to take one too. She need to figure. Ain't no way I let my kids sit on that couch. Seriously.
Yeah.
Because I mean, all y'all do is sleep on that couch. And you up in there thinking about Thomas while you screwing your husband, and your husband is like, "Woohoo! This is great. This is great." Let's see what we got in here. Seats. Um, Jenna said, oh wait, Ron Julian says Nate needs to take a seat. So does Josh Griffin. Jenna said the writers for both shows should all continue to take a seat even when the strike is over. That's right, I did hear about that.
Yeah.
Jay Money said my take a seat is everybody on this live that didn't like the video.
That's a good one.
Oh my gosh. Jay Money is hilarious. You right about that, Jay Money. He said no excuses for y'all not to take 1 second and hit that like button. Go ahead on, Jay Money. Tell him. Ron Julian said Brad Bell need to take a seat. Vinny said, I guess the writers have taken a seat being that they're on strike.
No, they're not sitting, they're walking.
Yeah, they're walking. Um, Ron said Victoria can say take a seat for being thirsty. Oh, that girl is thirsty.
She is literally taking those. You know how in college, I don't know if y'all ever did the beer bongs where they would put the beer in the funnel and then you would that is Victoria right now.
Dang. Okay, Trish.
She's parched, man. She's
Yeah.
finally getting hydrated.
Uh-oh. What you say, Nate knocking out the cobwebs, huh?
Yep.
Nate is knocking out the cobwebs. Busting somebody's back. I forgot what we was called. We say it so much, breaking people's backs and whatnot. He knocking out cobwebs. Are you all right over there, Trish?
I am cracking up.
Listen, it's about on the East Coast. It's about 10:30 at night, so this is late night with Keisha, Trish, and Letitia. All right.
You know, honestly, if one night we did like a verify for age, we could really get down.
That remember we talked about that. I think several months back, having an unfiltered
Yep.
yeah, like saying whatever we want to say. Let's see, Victoria. Okay, Bree said Nick can take a plane ticket anywhere outside of running through women in Genoa City with no commitment. Better yet, go take care of Adam's son, Christian. Ooh, all right, Bree.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Dang.
shots fired, Bree.
The gauntlet.
I know, right? Mary said Nick take a seat. Dewan said, yay, RJ just got his first seat. Who gave him a seat? That was you.
I did. Trish did.
Yeah. Bree also said for bold, Hope's hormones can take a seat. She better slow her roll before she cheats on Bill Spencer's whiny pride and joy. Trent Perry's. Hey, welcome, Trent. Hope needs to take several seats. Mary said Taylor and Deacon take a seat. Vinny says Liam, Wyatt, Mike, and Taylor. Yeah, we forgot. Did anybody put Mike in a seat?
No, I just did the prison guards.
Okay, gotcha.
People have visitors.
All right, cool. Well, Vinny got that covered. Mary said Wyatt and Liam need to take a seat, and oh yeah, get your black back. Yeah, J Money said get your back blown out. Yeah, Victoria sure did. Yeah, so
the Serta mattresses need a break.
I know, right?
Or the couch, actually.
Yeah, he said. Ron said we all know Sheila will be out soon, eventually. So Fan, have a seat. Oh, that's funny. Also, ladies, Sheila's WAP is better than Brooke and Taylor's. God, dog, y'all crazy. You know, you know what he talking about, right?
Wait, say it again.
He said Ron Julian said Sheila's WAP is better than Brooke and Taylor's.
Evidently, there's something happening there because I mean, all those men were just so. It was like, wow, how can this happen?
I know, right? I mean, Sheila brought all of them to the yard, right? And then Jay Money said we should call a CBS soap dish recap after dark.
Right.
Man,
Yeah,
could you imagine what that would be like, girl?
y'all. I mean,
I don't know, Trish. You might get kind of raunchy.
I well, I'm, I yeah, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
would. It would not be for the faint of heart. We wouldn't want anybody to get the vapors.
The vapors. The vapors. Listen, I'm just waiting. Listen, I just don't want to be disappointed if and when they bring. See, I don't. Okay, let me ask you this quick question. Then I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. But do you think that they're just doing a long chem test between Thomas and Hope just to see what the fans feel about it?
Oh, if people can't see that there's been chemistry there,
Yeah,
that's just
well,
crazy because it always has been there.
Soap Opera Digest did a poll
Uh huh.
about this storyline, and overwhelmingly it was somewhere close to 70, almost 80% says no to these two.
Oh wow.
Oh, really?
Yes, and I was shocked by that because I'm like, dang, I'm in the minority.
Where'd they poll? Because nobody asked me. I
Yeah,
guess I'm
they
not on the CC list.
girl, you so funny. I wish they had a poll me. I probably would have put about 150 ballots in it. But yeah, they're saying that the responses that they did get, overwhelmingly majority is saying no to Thomas and Hope, and I'm like, no, don't
Well,
put us through this torture.
I wonder is that not because they don't have chemistry, but just simply because people wouldn't want the person responsible for keeping her, helping keep her away from her baby, having that kind of a relationship.
Well, on the Facebook side of the world, a lot of people don't think that Thomas has changed.
Oh, yeah, of
When you look
course.
at the comment section, see, listen, you see how he was looking at it? He ain't changed. And it's like, what did you see? you know. So there's a lot of folks that really don't like Thomas. They don't think he's changed. They still calling him names. So I mean, if that poll is saying that, and a lot of folks on the Facebook side, have you seen? Because I know Keisha's on. Yeah, both of you guys on the Facebook side. Have you seen those responses about Thomas? I know I have.
I haven't seen any polls, but
Um,
I can definitely. I guess we shouldn't really be too surprised considering the history between the two of them and
Mm-hmm.
how like the long running. Um, it wasn't just one incident; it was
right.
multiple incidents with Thomas over a span of like what 3 or 4 years or whatever of
Yeah.
him doing just creepy stuff. Because when they first started, you know, hinting towards this current friendship, relationship, whatever it is that they have together, and that Hope might have some feelings for him, I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't really on board with it either, and I didn't necessarily want to see it because it's just like they've made Thomas so creepy when it comes to Hope that it's just kind of like ew. But as the weeks have gone by, I'm a little more open to seeing it now.
Mm-hmm.
I think where they messed up was they jumped into this too soon. I
Mm.
think they should have given, like we've been saying for the last however many weeks, there needed to be a period in between when all of this crap happened with Thomas, this last little incident, and having him move on with somebody else, having him going out on dates, like completely, no feelings there for Hope at all. Like, not even really a for real storyline with him other than he's designing on her line. Just like give it a year or something, and then like go back around to the maybe a relationship between the two of them, because it's just, I don't know, it's just too soon between the last time he was kind of icky towards her and Brooke, and then now we're jumping into this, and it's still fresh in people's minds.
I think they dropped the ball when the last go around back in November because look like remember when Liam didn't show up to the thing and then uh, Hope didn't go home. She stayed over there drinking with Thomas, and they looked like they were
Yes.
trying to have some chemistry on that couch. But then
Yep.
Thomas went in, and she stopped him.
Yep.
What we're seeing right now should have happened then.
Yeah. What if? Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. What do you think, Trish? Right quick. What do you think?
I completely agree.
Okay. Yeah. I think when they sent them apart, banished him from the company. Steffi didn't want him there. He was the board members came and ousted him. It's like, and then you about what was that? A month later, Steffi was like, "Well, we should bring him back." So,
Yeah.
like you said, it was too quick.
Yep. And then he had his little. Didn't he have a moment where he brought the mannequin back up stairs
Yeah.
at one point, and
Yep.
so it's just like you guys, like they had carried on the narrative that Thomas is still obsessed with her,
Right.
and it's just gross. So of course the fans aren't going to buy into a relationship between the two of them
Right.
because it's almost like at this point Thomas has just worn her down.
Right. Exactly.
Mhm.
I agree. I totally agree. Um, okay, J Money, no, I don't have a dedicated Facebook page, just Instagram to answer your question. And Bree says that I feel that the poll only means that Brad Bell is going to get a good payoff writing wise, putting Hope and Thomas together. He knows the fans will be pissed and tune in to see the destruction of their relationship. That might be the case, because if you have something that people won't like, but then people be like, "Oh, if they do that, I'm gonna stop watching," and then they don't do it; they keep watching.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll have to see. All right, we have been at it for 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 36 minutes, which obviously that was to be expected because we had to cover about 2 weeks worth of content. So,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
all
It was
right.
good to catch up.
I know, right? It's been a long 2 weeks, girl.
It
So
has, and I'm actually going to be in Nashville next weekend, so I won't be available. I'm leaving on Thursday, and I won't be back till Tuesday.
now where you going, Trish?
I'm going to Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, okay. A little pleasure trip or something else?
Definitely pleasure, yes. Going to see my best friend from college, so
Oh,
definitely
okay.
looking forward to it.
Well,
Yeah.
have a lot of fun.
You know
Thank
what,
you so
Trish?
much. What?
2 weeks after that, I'm going to Nashville to visit both of my best friends.
Oh, that is so awesome. Oh, I'm so excited to go. We're going to this wine tasting on Sunday, so I'll tell you about it next week. Or,
Okay.
well, the next week.
The next
Okay.
week. And the next week. Well, that's
Right.
good. Well, it's to be expected. We're coming into the summer months, so people got stuff to do.
Yes, life
Yes.
life is busy as always, but I definitely want to, keep going and enjoy the shows, and it's always fun to be with you guys.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
So it'll just be me and you, right, Keish?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, you guys. Well, we're going to end it here. I hope you enjoyed the show. It was a long one. We had a lot of fun. Also, on your way out, because Jay Money is going to check all of you, please hit the like button because, yeah, he's making sure you guys are on point. And until next week, there's some good spoilers coming out. This whole thing with Sharon. Um, there's an actual engagement, another engagement on The Young and the Restless. So stay tuned for that. And Bold and more. Hope still fighting her feelings, so we're gonna be dragged into this even more next week. So yeah, that's it. All right, you guys. We will see you later. And what is that? That's Memorial Day weekend next week. Okay.
Yep, it is.
Yep. All right. Have a good week, and we'll talk to you guys on the 26th. Bye.
Righty. Bye.
Bye.